Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of Abomination Vaults on the UGT network. Our heroes will start in the glorious town of Ootari. It's kind of glorious. It's a fishing town, it's been around for a few centuries, but hasn't really grown much past its fishing and lumber roots. But man, has it got a really big water wheel. It is the pride of Ootari is this spectacular water wheel. And as it creaks in the background, our heroes actually can't even see or hear it because they're in the tavern of the Ootari fishery. Special guest of honor of a party being held by the proprietress, Tamley Tanderville, sitting about a table.
Receiving coin.
Many coins.
That's not fair. Have a villain point on me, Sandfox. Well, thank you so much.
That is very kind. What a
Wow.
fair and generous soul.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's
thank
fair.
you. I'll hang on to this. I'll put it to good use.
I accept this balance.
That's only fair. Start as we mean to go on.
It's going to be a long dungeon, guys.
It's gonna be a long dungeon. It's the mega dungeon, in
No,
fact.
it's quick. Nick told us it's 20 minutes.
In and
We're
out.
in and out. We're done.
But any excuse for a party. The townsfolk of Ootari, they work hard, but they do also play hard, and they enjoy their recreation whenever there's an excuse for it. So the tavern is bustling with patrons coming to share in your tales and your exploits as you had recently cleared out Tamley's old fishing house far down the coast and reclaimed it for her, something she's very grateful for. It's expanded her operations, provided a new source of income, new fishing spots have become active, more trade is acquired down the road, and she's passing off some of that to host you guys a nice party. And part of the main guest of honor of the being, of course, the vicious boar you killed on the highway, hauled all the way back.
Oh, yes.
The mighty dinner.
The mighty dinner that you bring back. Drevin, in particular, probably feels very chuffed taking a bite of boar haunch.
There's still a mild puncture in the chest.
Pathfinder boars are rough, guys.
Yeah.
Charge
especially,
attack crit.
especially when they
Yeah.
crit you.
Oh my god.
Level 1 character getting charged by a boar. Well, I'm just going to roll a new character now.
We'll see what happens. I'll go right to
stand
dying.
here and take it.
Will I go to dying 1 or dying 2? Let's find out. But the mood is rambunctious and boisterous, and imagine some of you are actually probably not too terribly comfortable with all of this noise and activity going around, but it is free food, and you are allowed to take leftovers home with you. So for those of you who live in a hole outside of town,
Can you imagine
I don't
if
wonder
we
who I
weren't
am.
allowed to take leftovers home? They'd be like, no,
No,
please leave that. No, leave that. What are you doing?
yeah.
that would just be my mother's house.
Tamley is in the midst of yet a third round of toasts when you are approached by one of the young boys of the town who frequently makes some side coin by running messages. Yes?
Who are we?
Well, you just had an intro. Didn't you watch the intro?
Yeah, I know, but they saw it, but we didn't see it.
Oh, you don't remember what you look like?
So
I don't know
existential.
who I am.
Well, why don't we go around the tables then and actually introduce everyone? Tell me about who you are, what you look like, and what you're doing right now in the midst of this big old party.
Well, I'm Altmach, Maka Thorngard. I am from a very famous family in Ootari, one of the original Rose Guard, you see, and a thaumaturge by trade, a prophet by nature. I know all things, and all things I see and say become true. And this is my sword, Nimi.
Your sword has an aura of sulkiness about it, as you are not currently stabbing anyone with it.
You need to calm down. He is
talking to the sword again.
lived in this area all of his life, and he just wants to avenge his friends.
And what do you look like? What is your regalia?
Everything. He's wearing one of everything. He tends to pick up little pieces of whatever he finds and wherever he goes, because he never knows when he's going to need it.
The walking antique shop.
So he's essentially draped with it. Dark hair, palish skin, tan lines, because he goes outside a lot. Long hair pulled back. And he's fairly tall and extremely good looking, although he doesn't seem to know or care.
Because that's what the numbers say.
It goes in the
that's
family
what
line, you
it
see.
Yes, it says so here on the character sheet.
It says so right in here in my sheet. I am good looking.
So, right there.
Well, we'll move on to Nil. Incidentally, Nil, you just got yourself a hero point from Mr. T, 1976.
Ah, thank you, Mr. T over here. Well, Nil, I'm a young dwarven druid out exploring. I have a general excess of bones on my person, and I have
inside?
too
many bones.
inside and outside. I have a little fish that follows me around. Generally,
Does
a
that count as more
nuisance.
bones?
Is what?
Does it count as more bones?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Bones, bones, and more bones.
I mean, as you can see.
It just kind of floats in the air, following you around.
Exactly. Normally, I'm kind of, I would say, in and out of the town quite a bit. I'm not a fan of most of the people in the town, but that's just how it kind of goes. But here we are, adventuring. I am super excited to be going into the Abomination Vaults. There better be more things under the, when we're exploring. Because I'm super excited about it.
I'd imagine Nil's experience with most of the town has been the town's children daring each of them to kind of run ever closer to the door of your house to knock on it before running away.
Yes. Probably, actually.
Yeah.
Probably.
You're like the guy who shovels the snow in Home Alone. You're not actually that scary,
Yes.
but you look scary, and it's
I am actually that scary.
right.
Nil is terrifying.
That's
Don't
the
let it fool
twist.
you.
That's if the kids do get caught, they do get baked into a cake and eaten. That is just how that works.
Yeah.
Maka
you said
thinks
you
you're
were-
lovely.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, we'll move on to Derp. Tell us about what Drevin.
Well, average person, almost 7 foot tall, great gnoll.
Whoa. Average. Excuse
For
me.
a dwarf.
Thank you. My goodness.
Of
I
all
am
the people
not
in the room who
average.
don't seem quite to fit, the towering gnoll is probably one of them.
You know all those population charts on all the town descriptions? It's like 97% human, 3%.
I am the
other.
whole 1% other.
He is the other in Ootari, the only other.
Leaning up against a wall, probably with an entire leg of the boar in one hand, just
That knoll snout really
Exactly.
helps
You can
rip
just
that
dig in
flesh
there.
off, yeah.
We just love
But
your
also
hyena.
apparently decked out in plate with
full plate that we banded together some of our money to purchase. Slapped a couple of Serenite seals on it.
And speaking of which, it's probably most likely it's your affiliation with the Serenite Temple, which is what has kind of contributed to you not being the target of angry mobs with pitchforks.
Yeah, it turns out when you get picked up as a tiny little puppy and the Serenites raise you to not be a typical gnoll, people can like you.
He even let a monster go.
He was
True.
the best boy. He was the best
good
boy.
That is the
Boy.
hardest thing I have ever done in character, was not executing the boss.
He was a good dog.
Yo, good boy.
In character and also as a player.
At both.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Calbum is about 2.5 feet tall, stark white as though he has never seen the sun willingly, because he lives in a cave outside of town with his cat Spork, reading everything and anything that he could possibly find. He knows all kinds of stuff. Is that stuff true? Probably not. Yes. He doesn't know. Doesn't care. He likes it. He's gonna assume that everything he reads is exactly true and is what it is. Currently at this party, not feeling very comfortable, as you can guess, a person that lives in a cave outside of town by himself with his cat, and has for like 50 years. Not super excited to be in a crowded pub. So he's probably off in a corner somewhere, like with a flagon that is far too large for him. Because, he's child-sized. And he's hanging out with his cat and just watching people, assuming that they are, out for him.
So
Well,
you're a
you're-
gamer.
If you've ever wondered what dubious knowledge the feat looks like as a character,
Hi!
Well, Spork being about your size, ooh, what do we got here? Well, first off, Mono just rated us. With
Okay.
40
Mono!
guys.
Hell
So,
yeah.
Well done, sir.
Praise
Thank
the
you.
monolith.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. Hero point for Calby. Also a woe to help get things rolling.
The tavern explodes into fire.
Oh, jeez.
Roll initiative.
I was not expecting
Bar
to have to do
fight.
one that's
Bar
zero.
fight. Bar fight.
Bar fight.
No, I mean, I've got a plan for woes. Bear with me. Don't worry. We'll get it.
Let's get one more
You don't
intro
have to do
first.
them immediately.
Yeah, so let's see.
In the
What did I do
middle
with
of
the
the
last
intro,
one I had
just
to
a
do?
fist.
Oh, yeah, half the continent fell into space. Maybe not that's one, but we'll figure something out. I got something planned. Don't worry about it. All right, man. Got that woe here already. Okie dokie.
We didn't play with a woe last time, so
Woes
we
are
didn't-
woes are new from.
well, no. We had it at
yeah,
Age
you
Ashes,
have
but
an
we didn't
Age.
play it the last time we played this game.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't.
Uh,
This was recorded. We
yeah,
didn't
which
do,
is recorded, not streamed. You didn't miss anything.
Except for some horrible audio quality.
Yeah,
very
we
bad.
we were testing things out. You didn't miss anything. Maybe we'll put it on Patreon. Probably not because the audio is terrible. But
It was like Plague Stone tier bad.
yeah, it was bad.
I
We
love
brought back the
Plaguestone.
taffeta.
That's because you don't remember it the way I remember it.
Oh no,
Jen
I
has full
remember.
rose. She doesn't have rose-tinted glasses. She has rose-tinted glass eyes. She has to put in.
There you go. There you go for extra blindness. Well, move on to the last character in line here.
Well, let me do one thing here real quick to see how I'm doing on my bets today with
Sure.
some cards.
Tell me what you rolled.
That's a 16 on the die. I might be doing pretty good
Not,
today.
you know, you're not too bad. You're actually up some coin. Although for some reason you're not sure why, none of your opponents seem to overly concerned about this.
Well, it's probably on the account that fairly not too rugged, but surveyor for a lumber company. So Corwin doesn't exactly do the tree chopping and all that. He's athletically built, but not particularly a big fella with an axe that he swings. He goes out and makes sure all the spaces that our lumberjack folks are inspecting are, safe and not full of monsters that are going to eat them.
What does he do if he finds a space that's full of monsters?
We put a big old mark on the tree that says "Don't go here," essentially, and then I come back and tell them, "Hey, don't go here." I put a mark on the tree that says that. So if you go there, don't.
Maybe some plucky adventurers could clear them out.
There be monsters over there.
Look, it pays well enough, and he's good at it. Plus, occasionally if they're out there and people get hurt, you need some field medic work,
Sure.
and that's his specialty beyond what he believes his specialty to be, which is gambling.
If only he were better at it.
Yeah, Corwin, he's a real nice kind of fella. He's he likes everyone to like him here at the tavern. So he plays some good hands of cards now and then. He ain't a cheat. That ain't the way we go. We're here to play cards and have fun, not win money. Problem with that is you tend to lose a lot of money.
I have to say, you are given that set of goals, Corin is really good at it.
Yeah. But, I mean, hey, he's good for it as he can pay it. You got to have coin to live, and most folks
bet
seem to understand that.
I bet everybody loves playing with you.
Oh, everyone loves when Corwin shows up to
Their
the tavern.
faces
for
light
sure.
up bright
Yeah.
whenever Corin sits down.
Whenever we roll some bones.
Yeah.
I like going to the bank and getting my own money too.
Yeah, except you're getting the money from someone else's account this time.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, he's probably not pretty much the polar opposite of Calpum. Instead of in the corner, he is at the busiest table he can find, playing just rounds of cards, having the time of his life.
And what's he look like?
Just kind of fairly average guy, simple beard, slicked back hair, thin sort of clothes. Doesn't exactly wear heavy armor. He likes the mobility of, getting around the woods when, say, a boar is chasing you and you got to climb a tree real fast so it can't get to you too easy.
Or you have a big old knoll that can stand in the way of the boar for you.
Yeah, that's
stopped
Super
that boar
convenient.
in its tracks.
Super convenient.
He did stop the boar,
for the round.
and then the boar proceeded to send his body 5 feet. But we got him up.
Oh, Bard wants to know what's everyone's attractive modifier.
Well, Bryn did the art, so the default is like minimum an 8.
That's true. This is fantasy. Everyone's attractive no matter what it says on their sheet.
She somehow made the knoll look like a pious puppy.
Yeah.
And I'm impressed.
I'm
I
literally
wanted
going
to
to
pet
call you
that snout.
Pious Puppy for the rest of the campaign.
I'm just gonna call you PP.
I'm the pious puppy
That was
now.
when he was a puppy.
That's my That was what they called me when I was being raised. I was the pious puppy.
That's hilarious.
Grr.
Well, in the loud, boisterous environment, people off in the corners talking. A few drunken songs have broken out. A few people have smuggled in instruments and are taking turns trying to play their versions of songs. You are approached by young. Okay.
Are we stable?
Are we stable? We good?
Just give it a couple minutes,
Think
seconds here.
we might.
Let us know in the chat. We're monitoring this.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna try to keep going, but
Let's see what happens. It would be really great if we could not get torpedoed on our first premiere.
unfortunately, as Paizo has said, one of the main core deities of Pathfinder is dying soon. So maybe it's Spectrum that's dying.
No, well, there you go. The God Spectrum, of course.
The god of networks.
All right. Well, we seem to be stable. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Let's see here. Before we started losing things, I think we were up to.
We had just finished my introduction.
Just finished your introduction. Well, the merriment continues. We have Spork stealing bits of meat from people's plates, usually running on sheer cat-like audacity, as Spork is wont to do. You are all kind of scattered about doing your own things when a young man would enter the tavern, who most of you would recognize being regulars in the town. This is Pocket. He's about 10 now, but has been running errands for the townsfolk for about 2 years or something of that nature, and is generally considered fairly trustworthy. Doesn't seem to be reacting oddly to any of your senses. No weird psychometric readings emanating off of Pocket this time. This time. Sometimes he's been carrying some weird stuff around. That's the nice thing about Pocket. He's pretty discreet and doesn't ask a lot of questions, so he's actually perfect for this sort of job. And Pocket will kind of round to all of you and, hey everyone, look, so not to interrupt your celebration or anything like this, but Miss Rin from outside of town wanted me to run this message over to you. She was really impressed by. Hero point for Calbum. Also, wait, what do we got? What was that? Subscribed. Excellent. Thank you. Please live.
Please stream.
Please stream.
Hero point for the stream?
Hero point for the stream. That's what that is. But if we can... But she wanted to know, once you were done here, if you wouldn't mind stopping by her wonder shop. And she does have a job for you. She said it was quite important, but she wanted to trust you all with it, since you did such a great job for Miss Tamily.
Because you gotta stop freaking the kid out.
All right.
No. Freak him out. Freak him out. You're doing excellent work.
I'm telling you, there's something about you.
There is.
Wherever you go, trouble follows.
Yes.
It's almost like every time we see you, you're bigger than you were last time we saw you.
Oh, I get that a lot.
And that's
He's getting older.
That's not how it works.
Didn't work for him. He's very old.
He's a gnome.
They get shorter, don't they?
I mean, I think if they get bored or something, they start losing color.
Whoa. We don't. Wow. Have some courtesy. My goodness.
Racist.
Yeah.
That's just a thing that happened.
Whoa,
You told me
okay.
about this.
Pocket's kind of edging away.
Yeah, run.
Pocket,
Makes
Pocket,
way
give
over-
me the paper.
Oh, you just believe everything I say now, do you?
You told me to.
He kind of scurries
That's
away.
right.
Grabs a hunk of bread off the table. Makes his way out.
Food is free.
Comes
Food
back
is
in.
never free.
Grabs another one. Walks out.
You know, I'm telling you, he's cursed.
Look, all I'm saying is if your sword tells you to stab the kid, don't stab the kid.
I don't stab anybody. I study them intently.
You
To
stabbed
figure-
a lot of things when
Your
we were
sword
out last
chimes
time.
up. I'm the one who does the stabbing.
Look, I need you to calm down. You're not getting into any trouble tonight.
Are you talking to me or the sword?
The sword.
Okay. Well, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Look, he can be a bit...
If you stabbed him, there would never be any more concern or confusion. You
No.
would always be talking to me.
I know that look. Tell him to stop trying to stab me. You did it once and it hurt. I had to stitch that up.
A hero point for all the adventurers and praying the stream stays live.
Excellent.
I guess that works.
I mean, hey, we always appreciate it. So, who was that from?
That was from Scotton, South Dakota.
Oh, boy,
Scott
South
in
Dakota.
That's a fiber.
Is that
Not
a
for
real
everybody?
place?
It's what it looks like to
Ooh.
me. Absolutely.
Do I have a second hero? Can we stack them? Is
Yeah,
that
you
how
can
it
up to
works?
3.
You can hold up to 3, yes,
Oh, okay.
indeed. And when Dungeon Speedrun put a
Oh, right,
woe to
hero
help
points.
get things along, he also put a hero point on there for you. Did I ever give you that one?
I don't think so.
I think I got distracted by
Yeah,
the fact
that's
that
You
I
get
have
2.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a second one for Mocker. Here's one for Nil.
That's okay. Keep going.
Keep going.
Until it's officially
We'll
down.
at
We
least
keep
go
going.
until we
Carry
like
on,
hand the
disconnect.
cards
Carry
out.
on.
Yeah.
That was for Dirt.
We can get the
Or go
cards
the other
handed
way.
out.
There we go.
I go this way.
Corwin,
Very well.
and then it's going to give 2 for Calvin. Yours is on top.
So, what we like to do with the hero cards, just for the people who are now experiencing the hero point cards, is you read the title of the card and the quote text at the bottom, but the effects of the card only you know. So, for instance, for me, Reckless Charge. Was that wise? No, but it worked.
Oh my gosh, that's so good for you.
Exactly.
What an excellent card.
I got one that very much is fitting for having a Serenite in the party. Healing Prayer. By the light of the dawn flower.
Ha ha!
I've
But
got
you got that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
That was one on
got
top.
Channel Life Force. There is always something left to burn.
Ooh.
Ooh, not sure what happened there.
Channel life.
And then I hope this works. I can't believe that worked.
That's a fitting combo.
Oh, yeah, and
I-
the layover card that I had is Stay in the Fight, Get Up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, those are great for you. My goodness.
Yeah. I got Spark of Courage. You don't scare me.
Ooh.
I like it. I like it.
That sounds like a challenge.
Let's get
And
a.
fluid motion. Nothing will stand in my way.
The other one I got was Push Through the Pain. I'm fine, but that one took a lot out of me.
Now, see, I got Shoot Through. Never saw it coming. And I got Aura of Protection. The magic sustains me.
Wow. That one sounds pretty good.
Magic, it's tasty.
So I suppose we should finish eating and then perhaps have a drink and then maybe go see Ren?
What's
I mean,
the
I'll give
paper
me
say?
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose I should read it. What does the paper say?
The paper is a it's a part of actually a star chart, which has some circles on it, and on the back of the star chart is where actually the message has been written. And the message isn't really a message for you guys; it's actually instructions for Pocket. And it says, Pocket, please find the band of adventurers that helped Tamley secure the fishery and tell them that I need to see them as soon as they can. It's most important.
Rather detailed for a 10-year-old.
Please bring the star chart back to me. I ran out of paper.
He's not all there sometimes. He gets distracted a little bit in town.
I bet there's secrets in these star charts that she doesn't want us to know.
Read psychometric resonance.
Yes.
On the star chart?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the vibe of the chart?
Let's see here. You're going to go ahead and read me some psychometric resonance on that. What is your occultism modifier?
It's going to be a
At
plus
least 12.
4.
You're gonna feel over this chart. You don't get anything that's really strong emotions attached to this chart. What you do see, though, if you look at it, is this chart corresponds to a particular constellation, which has there are omens that get associated with this constellation.
What's the name of the constellation?
The name of the constellation is called the Broken Wheel.
Oh.
And if you
Expect
actually
to have that, were you?
Bad omen.
If you
That's
actually
a bad
trace
omen.
the stars out and use a lot of imagination, it looks just like a broken wheel. It's kind of how constellations work.
I just believe whatever she tells me when, when Rin says that's what the thing's supposed to look like. I just kind of guess.
In particular, you will know that this constellation has not come into alignment for centuries. So this is almost no one really knows. Like, this constellation has not shown up in this section of the sky for a very long time. That's just astronomical linings and things.
You were right. It's a bad omen.
It's a bad omen. I knew it. I was worried about that.
Well, isn't she always on about how, the tarot cards, death isn't a bad one, but it's literally called death? So, maybe her wheel's not too bad? Maybe it's just, a middling kind of bad?
Well, we've never trusted what she said anyways, did we?
No.
Yeah.
She's a nice enough lady.
I do.
mean,
Well.
You are kind of thick.
I've got my food for the evening if we just want to go.
All right, let's go.
Carrying half the board.
Just one literal full haunch from foot up to hip.
Uncooked.
Cooked.
Yeah.
We're civil.
That's right. That's right.
He could do it
the church.
uncooked.
Otherwise,
He's
cooked.
the good boy.
And we're civil, but I'm definitely eating it the way that a hyena would, where just digging in the snout and ripping out the soft inner chunk.
Basically, what he does is he eats it straight down, like the bones there. He
Exactly.
just crunches right through it.
He also kind of giggles to himself.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Interspersedly.
It's a portsicle.
The town is starting to wind down a bit. It is evening by the time you leave and start making your way over. There are some lights that get put up, but lights, of course, all require candles, and which can be expensive. So light is sparing as it's put up. Although you will notice that there are some distinctly recognizable magical sources of light which do pierce the darkness of the street. Unsurprisingly, surrounding those establishments where there's some sort of magical natured person living there, or at least someone who's studied. But the path you follow will take you to the outskirts of town, to an area that's not so much a storefront, but it is called Rin's Wonders, and it's taken to the place of a bunch of open-air tents, which serve to also store a variety of bric-a-brac, oddities, curiosities, and all sorts of interesting things that the proprietress, Rin Savinci, has assembled throughout all of her travels. Rin herself being a esoteric and exotic creature herself, an elf tiefling who studies the stars and has traveled the world. And so it fits in perfect with really the image of the entire storefront that she's put together. All that being the same, Rin actually chooses to live out here. It's not she's been forced out by the town. The town regards her well. She is for all accounts, a kind and good-natured person who seems to have the best interest of everyone at heart. Moving up, you'll actually see her moving through the tents, kind of cataloging some of her esoterica, I suppose. And many of your bric-a-brac has actually come from this very shop. Until she sees you approaching through the light, her eyes picking you out in the gloom almost effortlessly, and she'll smile and wave at you. Her form illuminated in the lights that seem to float almost unimpeded by the darkness by themselves just over her camp.
Why did you send the broken wheel? What were you trying to tell us?
Oh, thank you so much. I'd run out of paper, and this was on top.
So that wasn't like intentional or nothing?
No, this constellation hasn't been in the sky for centuries, so...
Exactly.
See, they were thinking like it was, and that's why you sent it, I think.
Oh.
Is that where we were going with?
I thought it was symbolism,
Ah.
as you like to hint at things all the time. Like your everlasting love for... Back off.
Cuz, you tell me something here?
What? What did I do?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well, certainly I'd never want to get in the way.
That's what I thought.
I mean, my sword and I were just friends.
I don't think you should be friends with that thing. What you've told me that it says a lot makes it concerning that you're friends.
It's been in my family for 1,000 years.
I mean, so's the chip, but I don't talk to it. I just kind of give it a little rub when I'm going to play cards.
That's also suspicious, and don't do that in public. Anyways, continue.
Where else you gonna play cards?
Well, please, come this way. And she will usher you over to the edge of her camp, not the edge that faces the town, but the edge that looks out into the forests and swamps that go deeper into the Isle. And she'll gesture out into the distance, where in the gloom of the setting sun, you can make out a shadow just peering over the edge, over the tops of the trees. It's a sight that's certainly familiar to all of you locals. This would be the crown of the Gauntlight, the ancient lighthouse that was, it had been here longer before the town, but of course the legends of the town all describe the evil sorceress who had layered here and who was defeated centuries ago by the founders of the town itself. But Rin points to it with some new trepidation in her voice. many people don't believe me here in town, but I see something here. The Gauntlight. There's an otherworldly aura about it that seems to have been getting stronger, slowly, subtly, but I've noticed it, and, well, I really am worried about what it might portend.
I think it might be a bit far for that, cuz. Unless you got a scope to put on that.
Bacher is yeah, Bacher is not letting the distance impede his efforts.
I see what you mean.
I see a tower.
And indeed, that's what most everyone sees. However, I can't shake this feeling. I haven't seen any truly terrible omens yet, but there's something going on out there. And, well, you all seem trustworthy. Certainly you came through for Miss Tamily. And if you would, please, I would certainly reward your efforts. Just go out to Gauntlight. It's not far. It's about a half-an-hour trek into the swamps. Of course, be careful, stay to the paths. It's been abandoned for centuries, but there's no telling what type of creatures may have moved in. But just please investigate that lighthouse. See if you can find out if there's anything going on, anything to explain these signs I'm seeing.
Do you have a piece of it you can spare?
The Gauntlight?
Yes.
Well,
A piece of rock or rubble. Something from it.
Maybe we can find one when we get there.
No, I need something that she's touched.
that I've touched?
Preferably.
Well,
Why
I'll sell it to you, I
would
suppose.
we need something that she has touched?
Because she's the one who noticed the irregularity.
She is not the one of anything, actually. I think we should, we can find our own, and it's probably better and stronger and faster.
Okay.
I don't think rocks are too fast.
I suppose
Unless
if
you throw
that's how you feel, then that's what we'll do.
YD is what she said, though. Don't wander off the trails or the wisps will come for you.
I was wondering about you. Ain't heard nothing because one of our fellows was heading out that way to scout some, one of the other surveyors. He ain't come back. I've got like twice the workload now.
Then that's even more concerning. I hope you can maybe find trace of your friend, but
Wisps aren't generally dangerous.
wisps can be very dangerous. They're possessed of evil spirits. They try to lure travelers off of the paths into the swamp, where they drown them.
That's not what they do.
I mean, animals get to you sometimes if you follow pretty lights in the woods.
I mean,
They tried to do it to me.
Now, I heard they was creating a secret society of wisps out in the woods, and they just want you to join their society, and they drink interesting things. And that's what they're out there doing. I got a book about this, actually, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a little pamphlet. It's like a Xerox zine, basically, and he hands it over to you.
And the only reason it didn't work, Drevin, if you don't drink. So, I mean, obviously it was a different experience.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Huh. You know, if this is true, this changes my tactics completely. Thank you.
You got it. Puts it back in his pocket.
I mean, just in case, does it say anything about how to deal with them in that, or is it just about the drinking?
Oh, there's no way to deal with them. They're a secret society trying to take over the world.
No, not the society, like the wisps themselves, like how to fight them in case we run into one.
You
Oh, I
close
don't-
your eyes. If you can't see the light, you can't be let off into the darkness.
I'm
See,
pretty
now
sure they're
I'm gonna
like,
roll
physical.
a lore wisp and
Somebody
actually
who actually knows
explain
things.
how to deal
I
with
was waiting, man. Like
You
this
think-
has been on a platter floating in front of you. It's like I'm gonna see how long this goes before my wisp lore guy is just gonna just grind
Before
his
Derp
teeth.
remembers the lore he
them.
has.
It's right here. It's a +5.
All right, so go ahead and give me a wisp lore roll if you would like. It's not secret. You're not looking for a specific wisp or anything, but
17.
17. So what you know about wisps in general is obviously the common lore, which most people in Ootari know. Don't follow weird lights off into the swamp. You will get lost. These lights are actually wisps. They are not just weird swamp gas. That's just silliness that scholars in ivory towers that live nowhere near the swamps came up with. Wisps are real creatures. They are malevolent. and they actually, the common knowledge is they feed off of your terror, your death, your confusion. They feed off of your negative emotions. So they seek to inflict those on travelers that they find. Staying away from them is definitely good. They don't really seem to have so much of a society that people have gone and studied.
I'm not even going to touch on the society.
Yeah, so as far as the secret
We got that
society
covered. It's
thing,
fine. I got all the knowledge about the society right up
Yeah,
here.
it's like
I understand that 3 of my teammates are delusional and will not try to correct them.
2 of them are delusional. 1 is very impressionable.
That's fair.
so. But at least maybe you would know you probably don't want to go follow these things. It usually doesn't end well.
Are you relaying any of this information to us?
The how to kill them part, mainly.
Yeah, so there's a few different varieties of wisps that can be dealt with differently, but wisps in general, just by their semi-incorporeal nature, tend to be very fearsome opponents for the unprepared. So
I'm always prepared.
they don't generally attack people in a strong circumstance. It's something that you're going to want to kind of leave alone generally, and then they'll go look for easy prey or people who are idiots who they can lure off for drinks and candy.
I mean,
You're very
piece of
big
candy.
and extremely authoritative when you say things like that, so I suppose I'll believe you.
The only reason they left me alone is because I'm big.
I know. And very authoritative, and you have this way of speaking that just sort of hypnotizes.
He is a child of the chosen, as I have in the book that I led to that one time. It's very important that actually.
Saren Ray blesses us all.
Yeah, you in particular.
She blesses some of us be able to shoot fire.
So you have the option of either making your way over to Gauntlight right now, quick 20-minute walk. What could go wrong?
just getting out.
or-
It's fine. Quick little adventure.
All right, sounds
Yeah,
good.
I see no reason not
No
to.
I
dangers.
mean,
It's
we
fine.
got some.
I would rather go now when I know I can lead them versus tomorrow when one of them might wander off without me before we're there.
We got 2
And
upsides.
some of us are drunk.
Tipsy. I ain't not that far. I know how to handle my ale. Real question is, going at night, we will see the lights a bit better.
Easier to avoid them.
We don't got much in terms of like, I mean, we're going into an old tower. I doubt there's no lights in there and whatnot unless it's falling apart. And even then, it's going to be night by the time we're in there. So,
I'll like snap and like look around a little bit. Hey,
Where's Baby Bones?
pile of bones, get over here. And like this like clinking, very delicate little clinking of like bones kind of waddles up back behind us, and I smack it right on the forehead, and it just like a light appears right on it, and it kind of waddles out ahead of us. It's too slow.
Is it like I'm flopping on its flippers?
Yeah, a little bit like flopping out. I'm like,
trying.
Well, it's too slow, and I'll just flick right on the back, and it kind of floats up and starts. Yep,
Kind of doing one of these
floating
things.
along.
Kind of moving like a Flappy Bird kind of thing.
I need you to do that when we get to the tavern sometimes, because there are people that owe me money betting that a fish cannot fly.
What a primordial marvel it is. The light just leads you out into the darkness, and who knows what comes back.
Oh, she wasn't talking about you, but you are a marvel.
The little fish light coming off of it is kind of a sickly pale blue, which a little bit disquietingly similar to a wisp light, but thankfully it's your wisp light, so
brighter.
It's brighter. It is. Well,
We can see what's making that one.
quick 20-minute adventure, no problem. You start moving out onto the path. It's right there, honestly. There are paths that move out into the swamp and into the forests. Both lumberjacks use these paths to harvest lumber and trees, as do other sort of gatherers who go gather peat from the swamps and other sorts of more esoteric ingredients. The light is quickly fading, and there's nothing quite so dark as in the forest at nighttime. However, you have your guide.
Point of order. My cave is quite dark.
That's true. Your
In
cave
fact,
is
it
quite
is
dark.
it is full dark all the time. which is why I have dark vision.
There you go. Your poor cat bumps into things a lot.
Yeah, they're fine. Cats get the big pupils. She's fine.
She's got the full green Sam Fisher vision.
There you go. There you go.
As we're going along, I will be purposely going out of my way to break like little twigs and stuff just as we're going. Just so that there's a very clear path and the wisps can't confuse me.
Well, you could certainly do that. The other thing that you could also do is just stay on the actual path that you're walking on.
I don't trust it.
Now, are we sure he ain't a wisp?
No,
Because I heard that's how they tell each other secrets, is they break the twigs. I got a book about it, right?
That
right here.
could be it.
I'll be
I
recalling
was-
knowledge.
Recalling knowledge. Yes, actually, let's do some exploration activities while we're actually here walking through the woods and the swamp at nighttime.
Well, I was worried about that.
You were right to be worried.
I am going to be searching.
Searching. All right, excellent.
Scouting.
Draven scouting.
Detecting magic.
Detecting magic.
do we want 2 people keeping their eyes peeled or 2 people thinking?
I don't think we have 2 people in this party that can think.
Yeah, we.
I
it
think
clearly only
we
have
are
one.
way beyond that.
We have the goodest
Thinking
boy,
is for
and he's the only one that can think.
Fair.
We have the pious pupper here to lead the way.
I think, therefore, it is.
Follow your nose.
I'll keep with Seekin then, so we got
Seekin.
2 pairs of eyes looking out for wisps.
All right. Well, you move out through the path, staying to it. The light in the sky is growing dimmer and dimmer. Yet the shadow of the Gauntlight, as you move through the forest, it's kind of stays there. This blotch of darkness in the gloom that serves as a sort of a landmark that you can follow as you make your way through the swamp on the path. The area around you progressively getting more waterlogged, and in some cases just completely, swamp. As you move through, almost on cue, you start to see a little flicker of blue light kind of move off into the woods, kind of tantalizing, grabbing your attention as you move.
Are they blinking or are they like fireflies, like sort of?
Light and fade.
Yeah.
It's a flicker. It's sort of it's not the steady pulsing glow that you'd get out of a firefly. It's a flicker, almost as though there's someone with a torch out there that's kind of walking behind a tree and then coming out the other side and then getting things are getting in the way.
Now, I read about this one time. If you pay attention and you count the number of blinks, it's a message from the government. I read about it here. Look,
I don't think the mayor's out this far.
that's what he wants you to think.
Draven is scouting.
Yes.
Okay. Keeping an eye out for trouble. Our seekers, in addition, these lights will kind of start to slowly pop up, and then there's more of them. And now there's a green one, and then there's sort of an orange one, and then you can almost start to see the contours of the surface of the swamp as more of these lights pop up. First, there's only 1 or 2, and then it grows to a handful, and then it grows to dozens. And then the swamp almost seems alight, almost on fire, as there are swarms of wisps coming out. Draven, with his wisp lore, has never seen this before, nor ever heard of this before. So many wisps. And normally wisps don't go after travelers first, but the cloud of wisps starts drifting after you as you all are walking through the swamp on this path.
All right, I owe you a drink. You were right. Let's get out of here.
And
There's a society.
Start picking up speed as this cloud almost rolls towards you, and as it gets closer, you can almost make out malevolent features glowing in these.
Are they like
plates.
behind us or in front,
They're,
all around
they're
us?
Off, they were off to the side, and then as you walk, they seem to just be kind of converging behind you. So there's almost this cloud that's catching up to you as you walk,
as though they're
towards the Gauntlight.
herding us towards the Gauntlight.
Possibly. You don't see any popping up in front of you. It could simply be that they've noticed you, or they could be hurting you. You're not sure. Depends how intelligent you believe them to be.
Draven, you pick him up, I'll pick her up. Let's run to the Gauntlight.
It's not like we have much of a choice.
I will pick up... No.
Full swoon.
And I will just start booking it.
Just gonna pull out Liliana's blade and just, well, getting a new adventure real earlier.
So
Start running.
you are if you have
both talking about names now?
a gaunt,
names.
you have low light vision, or are you just straight human?
I am straight human.
So it is very gloomy. Even with all of these wisps behind you, you are booking it and running, and you don't really have a light source in your hand. You do, however, have Nil's little floppy fish bones kind of floating around. How fast can bones float?
It's just a regular light spell, so I guess probably not super fast.
Okay, so it's like a light spell movement. It's like a dancing lights
Right.
or something like that. Or okay. So you guys have to focus on it, and I think you can move it every time you focus on it.
Yeah.
All right, so you can probably keep up with it. So between the glow of the wisp and the floating of bones, the fish lighting your way, you manage to stay off the path and not flop away.
Be careful, foul lights of the devil. This sword can cut through you like butter.
Says
I think that's on
Malkmacher as he
account-
runs
Runs
pell-mell away.
I'm gonna be
I think that's on account of their intangible, cuz.
Backpack or shoulder?
Backpack.
Because I've got a big old backpack size for me. Pick you up, toss you in the backpack.
at first. Good thing.
So
The
him-
cat is bounding through the trees.
Yeah, that cat is gone.
Yeah.
This cat is not waiting for the likes of
She
you.
is like pitch black, so that makes sense. She just
Is off and gone. You all pick up the pace and start running as this rolling wave of death chases you through the swamp. And wisps are normally are silent. You don't normally hear anything, but there's almost this sibilant, just hissing that follows you from this huge cloud of wisps as you run as fast as you can. The path will bend and twist as you stay on it, and as the wisps get closer, you round the corner and find yourself almost out of nowhere. The ruins of Gauntlight Keep loom out of the darkness in front of you, and as you run for cover, the wisps almost surge up and around, and almost as though you see fog that rolls and hits an embankment, they almost roll up and waft away as they it's almost as though they strike some sort of invisible wall that seems to be circling this place. They spread out and sort of form around it, almost forming tendrils of lights that are feeling around this barrier that you felt no resistance to when you ran through, but that seemed to be trying to find their way inside. And within a fairly short order, you can almost very clearly, by the lights of these creatures, see the barrier as almost this circle which seems to extend around Gauntlight Keep and its surrounding outbuildings. You seem to be safe for now, but you all appear to be quite trapped.
The ley lines. They guard this place somehow.
I don't know if it's ley lines or some kind of magic, but I don't want to be outside no longer with those things pushing up against that wall. I don't know how long it's going to stand.
I'll put you down gently.
I'll like knees a wobbling over here, just dazed look.
Look, let me get torch lit up here so me and Cuz can see a bit better
Yeah.
going in. That way you can keep your fish around for seeing.
I'll
And
just slide my backpack off and put you on the ground.
did we kind of go uphill and exit the swampy swamps?
So
Or-
you have, looking around, you can see that you are up on a rise. And the rise rises up, well, actually quite a bit of ways off of the surface of the swamp. Ahead of you, you can see, you have dark vision, right?
I do.
You can see this, what appears to be sort of a guardhouse that's built up. The guardhouse is on this rise, which almost certainly artificially constructed. They probably built the earth up, put the guardhouse on top of it. There's a bridge that leads from the guardhouse to what looks to be the main keep. The lower areas are all flooded with water. It's a swamp. But looking past this, you can see there is definitely a main building structure, in the middle of which is where the Gauntlight, this massive lighthouse tower, comes out of. But you can also see that there are smaller buildings around the side, that almost outbuildings, which also seem to be contained within this you might call it the sphere that seems to be screening out these wisps.
So the wisps are surrounding us and the guardhouse, and are they between us and the...
No, it seems to be the entire the facility of Gauntlight itself seems to be encompassed by this barrier that's keeping the
We're in
wisps
like a
out.
hemisphere.
Yeah, so it's like we're in the dome, right? We're in
Yeah.
the,
You're basically in the dome.
The Thunderdome.
I mean, you can leave anytime you want to. There's just a bunch of really angry, hungry wisps outside.
I'll just join their society. It'd be fine.
I hear you like drinks.
Maybe they'll
I hear
leave-
you wanted to change your character.
Well, just for the sake of experimentation, I'll be going near, but not like touching.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go like examine and see what exactly has possibly amassed them, or if they look unique or different to what I'm used to seeing.
Okay. So you'll
Just
take
looking like there's a window there.
Wisp lore is +7, right?
+5.
+5. Okay. So you'll move forward, and when you get closer, the wisps almost seem to almost increase in activity, like they sense you approaching. You know that wisps generally have to be pretty close for their powers to work. You're not sure if the barrier stops them from being able to use their powers on you, but you feel it's probably wise to maybe stay about 30 feet back just in case.
I'll get as close as is reasonable.
You think 35 feet would be fairly reasonable.
35 feet.
And so you're keeping a fair
Looking
distance,
at 'em.
but you're looking at them, and
Giving them a
these
mean look.
yeah, they are definitely feeling with a purpose. They are looking for a breach, but there's something here that is stopping them from going. And you can't see anything physical. There doesn't seem to be anything actually physical that is stopping the wisps. The grass seems to be moving just fine. The wind is moving all right. You could like experimentally throw a rock or some dust. It doesn't. Nothing seems to stop these wisps. That seems to stop these wisps that you can see or detect in any way. That being said, you have heard that there are similarities of the wisps, and you've heard rumors that there might be some sort of connection that the wisps have with fell creatures, which may be stronger and may have more intelligence, which is concerning because that almost implies that those types of creatures would be around here somewhere if that were the case, because these wisps are acting weird. But
well, isn't that lovely? Something could quite literally have trapped us here using these.
Well, I mean, it ain't good, but at least we got somewhere we can take shelter rather than camping out.
No. That, as in that something might be here.
Well, see when it comes to morning if they're still around.
What
Let's
do
go
I
inside.
know about Gauntlight? Given my familial history and my obsession with the esoteric, and the fact that I'm from around here, I will have explored this area somewhat. Do I know anything about this keep?
yeah, you'll look around. For one thing, being this close and it being dark, you can see what Rin was talking about. The cupola of Gauntlight actually has a slight blue glow around it. This is new.
I don't think anyone's out here managing that.
And you certainly have never seen the Gauntlight light up. You've never heard of it happening ever, except for when it was the hideout of who you would know as Belcora, the ancient sorceress who was the nemesis of the Rose Guard. When they went out here, as the Gauntlight was full of evil magics. But for now, it's been dead for centuries.
This is like a family legend come to life.
What, you talking about? Like, great aunt and whatnot?
Yes, I'm talking about the ancient witch who used to live here.
Great.
Yeah, there's a bunch of greats in there.
You were right. This is very bad.
I was worried about that.
I mean, maybe someone just got bored and changed out one of the torches in there, thinking funny.
I read that they installed a pool on the roof.
But I read
I don't think it got a roof.
It's right here in my senior book of rumors.
Look,
I hope that it's the spirit of Belcora.
Why
I
would
would
you
love
want
to
her
meet
back?
her. Well, kind of a role model.
Not really. She was horrible. She killed a lot of people.
I mean, she collected a lot of bones.
Yeah, of the people she killed.
Why
If you
would-
want bones, we can get you bones.
are those hers?
No, I mean, if only.
of all
I
the
mean, yeah,
people-
I'd want to see her bones like strung up and celebrated that she's dead.
I mean, when you think about it, from a certain perspective, our families wouldn't be who they were if not for her.
Yeah, they'd probably be alive, or well, they would have been alive.
I don't think so.
Before
They're
they-
not 1,000 years old.
Some of them would have been. Some of them are, elven.
I mean, she was kind of pioneer of her time. You had to amass armies to go against her. She was so strong and independent.
Like
If
5
this-
people did it.
No. What I read it from the book, the same book, that album over there. There's a whole
Well, you're
army.
reading the kids' story version of it that don't have all the murder.
Are there pictures in that one?
I think they were making one before I left Absalom.
All right. We should really focus on that bridge. It's looking very rickety.
Well, it's on the other side of the guardhouse, and I ain't want to be really going swimming in the swamp this late. You never know when there's going to be gators and whatnot out
We
there.
could all get naked. This sounds like a great idea.
I don't think I want to take my armor off if we're going into the water. That sounds like the opposite of a great idea.
Swimming in the swamp at nighttime. That sounds
Yeah.
wonderful.
I don't think there's much swimming to do right now, anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some doors there. I doubt they're locked.
I'm snack sized for a gator, so it's
Why don't
not,
you
not
all...
super interested
Pick
in
up
that.
Calbum. He
Yeah.
disappears.
One thing you would know about Gauntlight in general, though, is that this place has been gone over by treasure hunters almost as a rite of passage. It's like, let's go kick in the door to Gauntlight and see what we can find.
It's the first thing me and my cousins did the second we could actually go out and be left
Exactly.
alone.
I still can't believe you talked me into that.
Like, almost all of it is
The
just
scar's
like...
almost gone.
It ain't. That's what scars don't. No. They fade, but they ain't gone.
So, as far as you know, general consensus is this place has been picked over like crazy.
Do we have to go through the guardhouse to get to the bridge? Like what?
So yeah, so it's riser, guardhouse, then there's a bridge, and then there's main keep area. But the keep does, like, you can get to the keep if you just walk. You could just walk around and not go to the guardhouse and like explore the surroundings. Like that's totally something you could do.
Very effective guardhouse, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
You
been
just
a
walk
few,
around it, it's fine.
it's been a few centuries.
So this place is like built on top of a keep. Like the lighthouse was built on top of what was supposed to be a keep.
You could, I would say it's jutting out of the center of what once was a keep.
Okay.
This place is wrecked.
Yeah, because it's
Like in
Thor's
the
mind-
light of the will-o-wisps surrounding it, you can see that Gauntlight Keep is really Gauntlight Ruin, and it is like the roof is collapsed in multiple places, the walls are sagging, it is in really rough shape. Although, this is a keep that was built in a swamp, and from what you all know, this place has been here for centuries. The fact that there is anything left is nothing
Impressive.
short of a miracle. One thing, though, that is really interesting is that the Gauntlight itself, pristine. Not a stone out of place, not a chip in the surfacing, and it looks brand new.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
hey, if we can get in there, it's probably in still good shape. I don't know about the rest of the keep, but
Yeah, let me get this door open.
yeah.
So you'll move on up to the door, and you'll have to kind of lean into it a bit. And as you lean into this door, the door just immediately disintegrates off of the hinges. It is waterlogged wood. That is, the fact it swelled in its frame was the only thing keeping it there. Like once you lean into it, it just disintegrates and kind of falls in. The interior is, of course, completely, well, dark, obviously. So we have our bonefish for the light source, and
I got a torch in hand.
and you have a torch in
Torch
hand.
and blade.
And I have low light.
And you have low light. So between the two of them, you can see fine. It's gloomy for you, and you have dark
I have
vision.
dark
You're
vision.
okay. And dwarf.
Oh, I have low light and scent. So
So your nose is overpowered with this scent of rot and swamp. You've almost gone nose blind to swamp. You've been walking through it, but it is it's this mildewy, dank scent here that kind of comes through. But you kind of walk in here, and some sort of weird voices kind of drift down from the top. And it's sort of a high-pitched squeak like, does anyone speak Undercommon?
Yes.
Yep.
I do as well.
Great.
Wow.
3 of you.
No.
It's almost
For
like
sure,
they
I
read the
don't.
player's guide.
I'd work with some shady people, and
I read a
sometimes
lot
you
of books. I don't
need
speak
to do
very
things.
well.
Well, you're gonna love my language choice when it shows up.
Is it Knoll? Do you speak Knoll?
Well, I have to speak Knoll.
For some reason.
Yeah, but Necrol.
I also have that one.
God dang it, Necrol.
The
What a
thing
silly
that
language.
hurts to hear and speak if
Of
you're
all
alive.
of anyone who could speak it and not like have to take a lozenge after, it'd probably be the Knoll.
Not to take a lozenge after. That's a good way to describe it. But this is Undercommon, and what it actually is, oh, brave heroes, welcome to the ruins of Gauntlight. We are some humble pixies who wish to welcome you.
Why are you hiding in the dark then? Don't y'all, like, shine or something? You got fairy dust?
Yeah, so the fairy dust, unfortunately, it got dirty. It's in the mud on the floor there, but we'll share it with you. If you want to pick that mud up, you can smear it on your face, and it'll give you the pixie blessing.
I mean, I don't really need nothing that... Y'all know about the wisps outside?
Yeah, the pixie dust will keep the wisps from you.
I don't know about that. Hey, Nell, you hear anything about pixie dust and wisps?
Given like the sort of like the kind of like snickering that happens between saying this, like you're almost positive that whoever this thing is totally making this crap up.
Pocket, is that you? You follow us out here.
What are you doing here? What do you want with us?
Well, you look like heroes that need some pixie mud on your face.
You all right?
Come on, put the mud on your face.
No.
You're no fun. And a rock kind of flies out from the rafters, getting thrown at you. I guess we could go to initiative technically.
You want to do that after we take our little break?
It's a little break. You don't think it's too soon for a break? We could take a break now if you want to.
I mean, depends on what you're feeling.
I don't imagine this will be. But well, you know what? Yeah, this is the pixies in the darkness encounter. This could go on. This could be dangerous.
Yeah.
So maybe we should take a break right now, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes for our hero's first encounter with the dreaded pixies of Gauntlight.
Just gonna do that for
ruins.
10 minutes.
Just the little creak of the armor.
Oh god, it's
You're
gonna be a
freaking
long
me
10
out, man.
minutes.
It's like a
Stop.
metronome someone set on high speed.
Oh god, take us a break. Take
Stop!
us a break.
Stop! God, my arm's tired.
God, I am impressed by your fortitude. 10 minutes of shaking dice. All right,
The guys have an easier time of this.
initiative.
So that's what 10
It's
minutes.
a good
will get you.
workout.
Oh, look at that!
We're matching.
We're matching.
You just have to charge the dice for 10 minutes
Oh,
while
it's
rolling.
matching poorly, but you know.
But it is
Okay.
matching.
Alrighty.
We're friends
Actually,
in bad.
I'll spend the.
What? On these things?
I promise you, reckless charge is not that good.
Yeah, it's a hero point
Yeah, I'm re-rolling it.
for
He is at the front.
initiative?
I'm at the front and I rolled
Hey,
a 1.
Yeah, he wants to re-roll that die.
Okay.
he charged her for 10 minutes and it didn't.
This is pretty typical of Derp with hero points, actually.
But the issue is he
It's a
was
19, but it's cocked. I will re-roll
that's
that.
Do
not
Nick's test.
cocked.
Do Nick's test.
Next test, I'll put
Put
another.
the D6 on top of it. That's the flattest one.
No, because that's just gonna. No, it stayed.
That's
It's
legit.
According to Nick's
it's,
test.
It's dude.
I appreciate you're crediting me with inventing this, but I promise you.
That's where I got.
That's
where
where
I
I
Yeah,
heard
that's
about
fair.
it. I didn't know that was a thing.
That's
This is literally the
that's-
first time I've ever heard of it.
That's
Brandon,
the oldest
then,
trick in the book.
If you have a die that looks like it might be cocked, but maybe it's not cocked, the general rule of thumb is if you can balance another die on top of it, it's not cocked. If that die falls off, it's cocked, re-roll.
Wow, okay, I'm learning a lot. I assumed that if the die roll was bad, then it's cocked, and if it's good, then it's not cocked.
No, because I was about to re-roll a 19.
That's the
Like,
reading
I'm
rainbow.
All right.
If my
going,
dice are cocked, I re-roll them.
going all around, what do we got?
It's going to be a 12.
A 12.
13.
No, 13. We're scouting.
Oh,
Yeah, we do
14.
scouting.
I am scouting.
There you go. Well, we can
14.
14. Beautiful. Together in the end. What do we got?
25.
25.
I have forgotten what my initiative is. Is it just perception? Okay.
It'd probably be
All right.
perception unless you're doing something
incredible
fancy.
initiative.
21.
Is that including the +1 from scouting?
22.
22.
And I, with incredible initiative and a +1, 21. I rolled a 9.
Whoop. I'm going to go right there. And then we've got these guys. Remind me what yours was again?
13.
13. We're gonna
14.
Go right
What?
here.
Bah, bah, bah.
Enemies win ties.
Ridiculous.
You've been separated.
I'm sorry.
No.
You were so close.
So sad.
We got one here, and we got one here.
Don't worry, Alabaster.
All right, Drevin. So low light vision, right?
Yes. Low
Okay.
light and scent 15 feet.
15 feet sent?
Yes.
Just
imprecise.
15?
Yeah, most sets are pretty short range.
Most sets are like
It's a
30.
level 1 imprecise scent.
Okay, fair enough. Well, 15 feet is actually enough. You can actually your scent. You can pick up what appear to be 3 creatures of some sort in the trees. You don't have a lot of experience really with pixies and what they're supposed to smell like.
I don't even know they were calling themselves pixies. That was in a language I don't speak.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They said some stuff down, and then Corin and Ultimok started talking up in the same kind of squeaky language, and that was about all you know. But then a rock came out to be flung
He's
at Ultimok.
ready to kill.
So it's
One
like,
rock,
oh, I'm ready.
it's cool. It's kill time.
There is a lot of cobwebs and vines crisscrossing the rafters of this room, which makes for a fair deal of cover. You're probably going to have to
I'm going to completely ignore all of that, jump up and smash the rafters.
jump up and smash the rafters. Okay, the rafters.
Two-hand maul.
Okay, yeah.
He's just going to bring
I'm
this
just gonna-
building down on himself.
They're hiding. I'm going to take away their hide.
All right, cool. Sounds good. So I'm gonna go and okay, yeah. So you'll have to do a jump. That's gonna be 2 actions, and then I'll let you swing in the middle of it. Just that'll be your whole turn.
Yeah.
While
All right.
he's rolling this, I just want you to remember when you say the building falls on us, we still have a woe package.
Yeah.
Listen, I am standing outside. I want it, for the record, standing outside of this building. When it falls, I'm running the other way.
A tree falls on us
I
only.
don't know the calculation for jumping, but that is a 22.
It's just athletics.
Jumping is fine. I was gonna give it to you for the distance. That's fine.
Fair. And then just smashing the cover.
Like you're tall enough, and you've got a 2-handed.
Actually,
maul.
imprecise scent, I know the square that they're in.
Yes.
I do not know exactly where they are. I'll target a square they're in.
Okay, yeah, sure, sounds good. I'll say you'll move up to here to
So
swing.
like specifically smashing where they are in the rafters.
Where they're
not
standing in the
aiming at
rafters.
them, aiming at the rafter.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, that's a 19. So that's a 28.
You definitely hit the beam.
Beam
Big
smash.
Smash that beam. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Minimum damage, that will only be 5.
5. Okay, so you smash this thing. These beams are huge, but they have been in a swamp for centuries. And you smash your maul into this thing, and the maul actually bites into the surface, shuttering the entire beam and actually twisting it slightly. You don't overly damage the beam to damage the structure. However, what you do is you shake the area, and a creature loses his balance, falls, and manages to grab onto the edge and is hanging there. Falling out of cover, you can see that this creature does not look like any pixie you've ever seen. It actually looks kind of like a blue-skinned little
Baby Yoda.
baby creature
It's
thing.
a Grimbo. A little scrunkly.
Not really. Definitely not the cute pixie voice sounding thing that they were going for.
I mean,
But
a
they're-
little bit, but
they're-
not exactly.
They're kind of hanging there like, and trying to avoid falling down into the room with you.
An excited hyena yip as I look up at it and say, "Get down!"
If you want me to call the dog off, I suggest you and your friends come down.
Well, Calbim's up. What's Calbim want to do? You can actually see this thing.
I can. Okay. Can I see any others from where I'm standing?
You cannot. No.
Okay. All right. One moment here. I am going to, yeah. I think that'll do it. Cover cosmetic mental drop. Okay. He is going to have to make a will save as I you hear what sounds like, for anyone who has cats, there is a distinct, no, not caterwauling, there's a distinct sound that only generally happens in the middle of the night. You are awoken very quickly. It's because the cat is going.
What a lovely sound.
Yeah, right?
Blurred into the
You're
microphone.
all welcome.
true.
You're all welcome, podcast listeners.
D.
Available
that's
wherever you
PTSD
can
right
listen
there.
to podcasts. He's going to make a will save for me as he
gonna
attempts
make a
to
will
not
save.
be dazed.
Well, he's going to get a 10.
okay, that I believe fails.
I should hope so.
I'm
hope so.
almost certain.
Yes, that
The
definitely
unfortunate
fails.
part is that's not the worst sound we've had someone make on stream.
Yeah,
be
there it is.
18.
Yeah, it's 18. Okay, yeah, so he fails, so he is dazed. I cloud the target's mind and daze it with a mental jolt. The jolt deals mental damage equal to my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 4. Target must attempt a basic will save. If it critically fails the save, which it did not, then...
Just 4 damage.
4
So
damage.
it kind of
4 damage.
shrieks as it kind of kicks its feet and kind of starts shaking its head and kind of bangs it on the the beam it's hanging off of. And you've got an action left, sir.
That's right, I do. I'm going to move behind her, Nil.
Behind Nil? You're
Correct.
gonna be behind Nil?
Yes,
I am strong and imposing.
that's right.
I provide comfort.
The stalk
Compared
dwarf
to
status
2
compared
foot
to a
Tommy
gnome.
over
That's
there,
exactly
you are.
right.
You have now put an entire doorway and wall and person between you and them. So
Help me
That is
be
correct.
better.
I want to be as far away from possible physical damage as
A wise policy. All right, Corwin.
I'm just a little guy.
I'm over here. Now, fellas, we don't have to do the violence option here. We can talk this out.
Okay. Are you trying to kind of try to talk him down right now?
He's just offering it and seeing if there's any response. If not, I mean, we can do it that way and just sword at the ready, go to jump up at the guy that's already out.
All right. So the kicking creature doesn't seem to be very distracted. So not really in any thing to kind of respond, but certainly you can charge on up there and
Go up and jump up.
are you?
I gave him the get down warning I am legally required to give.
I'm giving them the maybe stand down, he will smash you side of the warning.
The head of my hammer is larger than these creatures.
So you can run up. So you're using a one-handed weapon, and you're distinctly shorter than your friend here. So I'm going to need an athletics check to jump. It's not going to be too bad.
You say that, but I am untrained in athletics.
Oh,
I have
fair enough.
10 strength.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what you do.
That's a 5.
A 5. So you run and you try to jump, and your foot kind of slips on the slick floor. So unfortunately, you're going to end your jump action a little bit unable to make that swing. You do have one action left, though.
Let's recall some knowledge on this one that I can see holding the torch in the room here. I don't know if that lights up anything further.
What is your nature modifier?
+7.
+7. Okay. So you're kind of looking at these things. It's very dark in here.
I got the torch.
You've got a torch in your hand. It's kind of more in your way. This thing was kind of kicking out here. There's just too much going on right now. You're drawing a blank.
Nothing. That's all. 3 actions.
All right. So the creature that's been dangling is going to haul himself up on the beam, turn around, and basically spit curses at you, which I guess only 2 of you can understand. 3 of you can understand. Yep. And they're kind of, may you choke on the moss of your own night soil kind of thing. And then he'll spit out a
Really
curse, and you'll
vicious.
oh yeah, that vicious, terrible. Little sparks will kind of fly out, and almost a little aura around his head will shoot out and kind of envelop all of you. Go ahead and give me a will save. That's going to be for Corwin and for Drevin. Everyone else is a little too far away.
I'm actually really good at these.
He said.
I said rolling a 6.
Well, that's another 19. So 26.
And you don't care.
That's a 15 total.
15 total. This thing kind of shakes you. You're going to be at a -1 to all of your attack rolls. What's
kind of-
Nil doing?
It chose wisely not to hit you.
Yeah.
The excitement over here is mounting. Oh my goodness. Mocker, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to write these ones down later. I'll like wave behind me for Calvum. I'm like, are you writing this down? And I'm going to pat the Mocker's shoulder, giving you guidance. Yeah, well, I am not that short. Like, it's the shoulder height I could probably
not
reach.
me.
Yeah. And
waist height.
and then I would also like to recall knowledge, see if I know anything about these interesting little creatures.
You got any kind of nature?
Yes, I do. I have a +7 in nature.
+7 nature. Any lores, by the way?
Flesh warp.
Flesh warp. That's not going to apply here.
I hope not.
So yeah, you kind of glance at these things, and you recognize these little gremlins as mitflits. They are little blue-skinned.
right.
You were right. Oh, hold on. They're little blue-skinned gremlins. They are fey, technically, but that's the only. From there, have nothing to do with pixies. Aside from that, they're generally fairly mean-spirited, nasty creatures that enjoy pranks, but not like the funny haha pranks, but the kind where they kind of trip you down a flight of stairs and then laugh. It's just a prank. They're those types of pranksters.
They're like YouTube pranksters.
Yeah, they're like the YouTube pranksters that you're feel incredibly gratified to see someone mace them. That's it's really good.
Yeah.
So definitely you can. Did Scotton's hero point for Drevin not get credited?
I don't think it did. I heard a chime.
Oh,
earlier, but it didn't
Drevin
say
can
anything.
never be too low on hero points as well. We know, like I didn't hear the sound effect.
Yeah, there was no
play.
sound effect.
There was.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
There was. We
Oh.
just kind of were in the middle of.
Oh, fair
conversing.
enough. Well, let's give Derp something. That way, in case he has to do a toe tapping contest, he has a hero point to spend on it.
Yes.
The enjoyment
Already.
of being behind the scenes. You recognize the
Tasty
sound.
block.
But yeah, you also know that these creatures tend to have a pretty good relationship with insects and arthropods of all sorts. But they have been known to be able to kind of summon more of their kind. So you do have to be careful about that.
And then as my third action, I'll be like, someone keep up a translation. I want to know what's happening. What are they saying?
Don't worry, I'm writing everything down.
Something about night moss.
Oh, this is so exciting. That's my third action.
That's your third action. So there's going to be kind of more kind of cursing coming from the rafters up to your up to the let's see, where are we? I'm gonna say this is gonna be over here on this one. So this one is going to another head will pop up over on the west side of the room, and a little dart will fling downwards towards. This is gonna be towards definitely Drevin. Definitely gonna be towards Drevin.
The big man with hammer.
The big man with hammer that they're a little concerned about. And this is going to be a 26.
Just a hit.
He rolled well.
Bonk kind of gets him right in the ear. And this is going to hit you for a big old 1 piercing damage.
It's a dart.
And they're going to... And you'll hear this one kind of screech out a bit. Quick, go tell the boss! And he'll then haul another dart and throw it again. Maybe this time... Oh, wow, no, that's even better. That's not even better. That's not bad, though. That's a 21.
Still a hit.
Still a hit.
For another, I'm assuming
1
1d4
point of damage.
-2.
It'll kind of stack into you again. It basically...
They gave me 2 ear piercings.
He's throwing, like... I'm calling it a dart. It's really like a sharp rock is what he's throwing at you.
Best kind of rocks, the sharp kind.
The sharp kind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And now we're up to Mocker.
Mocker will look up to the ceiling. He doesn't really like this whole setup that we've got going on here. So he's going to run up and attempt to grab on to the ceiling and bring them down. So...
You're just going to try to, like, haul the ceiling beams down with raw strength.
Yep. And I am going to do that with a fluid motion. For the rest of my turn, I get a climb speed and a swim speed equal to half my speed, and if I make a horizontal leap, I can increase the distance jumped by 10 feet.
Okay. So you could use the climb speed to just like get up into
the rafters, and then jump on it really, really hard to attempt to bring them down with me, so that all of my companions can fight them fair.
This was a nice guardhouse once.
Yeah.
GM, I would like to fall through the ceiling.
It was.
All right. So you're gonna run up the wall in this fluid motion, right? A show I'm not on. I can spend things.
Yep.
Did Squid just give me a villain point?
No, I mean that's the rules. If
That's
you're
the
not
rules. If you're not
participating in the show.
participating,
Whoa.
whoa.
Dang, I got.
Aggression.
Okay. All
A
right.
violent villain point.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Fair enough. I got a second villain point.
Better start rolling over there.
Yeah, don't you worry. I got plans for him now. Mocker is going to kick off the wall and almost wall run up into the ceiling area, roll up, and you are past the cobwebs, past the binds, and into this space above the rafters, which is, you'll almost crack your head against the ceiling. It's very short. It's very close in here. You're having to kind of crouch, but you are kind of balanced up here with your sword in your hand. And it is dark up here. You can't really see. All of the light is below you, so you're looking at shadows. So everything up here is going to be concealed, but you're not really trying to target anything. You're just trying to go and break the stuff underneath you. You can do that with either trying to slash it with your sword or just trying to force or break an object. Just kick it with athletics.
I'm just going to try to stamp down with raw athletics.
Okay, you can brace yourself against the ceiling to kind of
Just
try to break
Try
these
to break
timbers.
the
They're
timbers.
very thick, but they're also old and waterlogged. So let's see what you get.
Where was this when we were dealing with the spider guy?
Yeah.
Shove it, cuz.
I'm just asking.
So that's going to be unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. All right.
Yeah, no, to heck with that. I don't even like this card.
All right. It's burning those hero points. I love
my
it. On the
goodness.
Mitflit fight. This is beautiful.
It's for justice.
It's for justice. That's it right there.
There we go. That's going to be a 15.
Total?
Yeah.
There we go, she said.
We're not very
15
athletic.
Total.
Okay. So
What? I
you-
got an 8 on the die. I have a +7 in athletics.
You brace your shoulders against, and you grind and strain and flex your feet, and you feel the beam under you actually bow a bit. And the rest of you in the guardhouse, which is going to be Drevin and Corwin, see the beams above your head start to bow, and some like dust and creepers and cobwebs float down.
Oh, that ain't good.
ominously, and then it stops.
Everyone clear out.
You've got one more action.
Do it again.
I'm gonna do it one more time.
There's no. You're not attacking
There's
anything.
no attack trait on the break an object.
Just the
so-
guidance. Do you also get?
Oh, I forgot about the guidance. Can I use it on this roll since I forgot to use it on the last one?
Sure.
You choose when to use it.
You choose when to use
Oh,
it.
neat. Oh, come on.
I saw that slow
That was
roll.
a
Yeah, me
20.
too.
That slow roll to a 2 because the freaking tray is a bump in it.
No, the
And
tray.
the wind.
The
I,
tray
the tray
has-
no,
is
I
Yeah,
saw
there
it.
was
It
wind
stopped
and
and then just
sun
kind
in
of
the
slowly
eyes.
rolled over.
It wasn't momentum or anything.
No, that would be
That's
two.
a 9.
So you'll strain again, and you just don't seem to be making any
I
progress
feel like
here.
the dice are trying to save people's lives here.
I told you the studio
Honestly,
was
a
cursed.
great time.
Despite our best efforts, the
Despite our
dice are
best
saying,
efforts.
slow your roll there, guys.
So the Mitflit that you are right next to is going to run up with
And ignoring.
with a short sword and try to stab at you with it, while shouting basically bad things. That is probably not going to work, but I am flush with villain points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you use those on those Mitflits.
Oh, gosh.
That's gonna be 20.
That will hit.
Well,
you
it was-
will take 3 less damage.
Oh,
sir?
look
You're
at
within
you.
15 feet
He's
of me.
within 3.
And I am a paladin.
Oh, yeah.
Retribution.
Retributive strike, can it mitigate all damage? Or you minimum 1? I forget.
It can mitigate because it is you take 3 less.
Okay. So, yeah, you will, Drevin will throw up, but how does that work? Tell me how that works.
The guiding light of Saren Ray comes down, and sort of like the effect of when you cast shield or one of the other force wall effects, just a slow glimmer appears and interposes itself.
The glow, the Mitflick cowers away from the divine light that shields you.
Did I do that?
The Mitflick
Not quite.
drops his sword and runs away from you, and actually squeezes out through an opening, and runs out on what appeared to be a tangle of vines on the outside of the building to get away from you.
That's right. I am terrifying.
All right, Trevin.
You know what I'm doing?
Bringing the frickin' building down.
I cast Refuge Strike, and then I cast Bonk.
Do you want me to even roll the jump?
No, you're tall enough and your weapon's long enough. You don't have to roll the jump. Just declare that you're doing it.
I will
It is
just-
taking 2 actions to jump up
Just
there,
full round jumping, hitting the pillar.
Yep.
I'm not trying to kill these things. I'm trying to make them stop throwing things at
He's
me.
trying to kill us.
That will be a 14 to hit the pillar.
You hit
great.
the stationary pillar.
We're really good at this.
I can miss the pillar.
You can miss it.
And that will be much better on the damage for 13.
13 damage on top of everything else. Basically, the hardness of this object has long since been soaked away. You're just hacking through hit points.
Hardness
So,
2 on wood.
yeah, you smash through this thing, and a creaking of timber happens, and then the thing collapses. All right, so
I'm just going to go ahead and get a reflex save
I'm
ready
gonna need
for
a
you.
reflex save from. Let's see. We need a reflex save to avoid damage from Drevin and from Corwin. Mocker, you are on top of this. I will give you a reflex save to grab an edge as the beam falls out from underneath
I
you,
also
I'm not a
have
real
catfall.
guy, but-
which will help you if you fail this reflex save.
And I will re-roll using Hasty Block because it requires having a free hand, which I will never have.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, fair. You got the big smacker. I can
Plus,
give you
I
mine
rolled
a
a
while.
3, so 12.
A 12.
That's better than the 7.
I got a 10.
A 10. All right, so that's a fail. That's a fail.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Perfect.
Nice.
You dance between the
Corbin-
wood shavings.
Corwin's just
What
been
he
standing
does
here
is
ready.
flattens himself against the wall as this debris falls down.
Cousin, it's not going to be... Oh, there it goes.
So you are not going to be able to grab that edge, unfortunately. With
Ah!
the slick stones, you will fall. But catfall will definitely help. What is that? It halves falling distance?
It
Yeah.
depends on your acrobatic proficiency.
I'm just
trained?
trained, so
Minus 10 feet.
minus 10 feet.
Minus 10 feet. So you would basically fall 10 feet minus 10. Okay, so you land on your feet.
Yeah, so nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Drevin is going to take
Looks
7
around.
bludgeoning damage
What
as
happened?
timbers fall and smash into your shoulders, bouncing off the plate.
What happens to the little pixies?
The pixies also fall.
Which Calvum fully believes are pixies. He doesn't have picture books, so he doesn't know what these guys. They said
You
they're
haven't
pixies.
asked me. So one of them is actually able to grab an edge and arrest his fall. The other one is going to fall flat on the ground, take some damage, and land prone. That'd be the one that is right over Drevin's head, has kind of fallen, kind of looking a little dazed. And he's kind of like dizzy-eyed and kind of blinking.
I'm
a
just
lot.
going to lean over him.
On his turn, maybe he'll be able to shake the stars out of his eyes and then be terrified.
I use my 3 actions. I can't intimidate him, so I'm just like, I will eat you.
All right, Calvin. Well, you've got a perfect view of the roof of the guardhouse coming
destruction of the
down,
building.
and you can see kind of through the people that there's one of these mitflits on the ground
The one
there.
and that's the one I've already
Dazed.
cat vomited.
Yep,
on.
absolutely.
All right. Well, Calvum reaches into his robes and pulls out a little object that kind of rings like a little bell, like a cat toy. It's very colorful. It's made of essentially fantasy plastic, whatever that would be. And he
Leather.
Yeah, and it just floats into the air and then flies forward very quickly. It's a telekinetic projectile.
Alrighty.
You ever gotten bonked?
I'm
for
going to
a
give him
D6 of
light
damage?
cover for all the stuff in the way, but go right ahead.
All right, that is 6 plus 8 is 12 to hit.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. Too much debris and friends in the way. for
Yeah.
it
So
to-
the cat toy just and then disappears, vanishes.
Ooh,
Your
pretty.
cat kind of tries to grab it,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it puffs away again, and she gets frustrated and scurries off.
And that'll be. I'm gonna end my turn. That's it.
He's where he wants to be.
Yep.
All right, Corwin.
All right, look, fellas, we gave you the chance.
Sorry. Did we see where the other midflit go? Like, because I'm outside the building.
off
Did it?
around
It just
the
ran
corner.
away. We couldn't see it.
So it ducked out. You're not in the best place to see where it went.
Okay, that's all I need to
What's
know.
your perception, DC?
16.
16?
Yeah, 16.
You would have heard him kind of be. He was not quiet when he made his way out there, so you would have heard the sound of him exiting the building, and then you would have heard kind of this kind of cackling, shrieking as he ran.
But
And you
I
also
can't
would
see
have
him.
heard a splash,
Got it. That's all I need to know.
but it didn't sound like the Mitflit fell because he kept shrieking after
So it was
that.
a large splash.
It was a decent sized splash.
Got it.
A bunch of debris falling down. Not too worried about the guy that ran away. There's a fellow on the ground right here.
Totally is.
Just gonna
You might call him flat-footed.
or prone from the way he's looking.
Both, in fact.
Yeah. Gonna pull up Liliana's blade for a moment. Just, well, I wasn't expecting to use this early, and just go to shove it forward without actually attacking him. And a bolt of lightning is going to jump from the blade to both of the little Mitflits.
Okay.
It is a DC 19 reflex save.
Ooh, sparkly.
You could do that.
Spark blade.
So they are going to get 16 each. So that's
That is
a fail.
a failure. So they're going to take 2d4 plus 4. Both.
The spark blade.
That is 10 total. Oh, no, sorry. That is, because this one's on the bottom. That is only 7 total damage, but 7 to both of them.
7 to both of them. All right, beautiful. So the one on the ground is going to kind of and then like just kind of lay still.
That's
and,
only one action.
hey,
It's not 2 like most. That surprised me.
it's pretty legit. Sparky blade, and the one up top, you'll hear some shrieking up in the area, and judging from their kind of flailing about, you can kind of clearly tell that one's not having a good time.
I wouldn't be able to get to the other guy.
He is actually currently hanging from an edge, so you can clearly see him.
But if I stepped over, I wouldn't be able to stab him from the ground.
I'd let you do it with a penalty. It's going to be a heck of a lunge, but
I'll give it a
you'd be
shot.
able to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll
Short
step
little
over.
hop and a slice.
I'll
Yep.
step over and go ahead and give him a swing, which I can't use that die yet. That's my devise a stratagem die, which I haven't gotten to use yet.
Oh, fair enough.
Haven't had the actions do it. Let's just see if I can hit this fella. Probably not. That is a total of a 17.
Yeah, too much debris on the floor. All your time is spent trying to make sure you don't lose your footing.
Some of it's still collapsing, just keeping myself against the wall.
This minion will pull himself up, this Mitflit, and he is going to kind of back into an alcove here and kind of curse at a lot of you at the ground. You just wait till the boss hears about this. He'll show you. And he is going to kind of spitefully throw a rock at Corwin, since you're the closest one there.
Can this do more than 3 damage?
Well, he has to hit him first.
So the answer is no.
Well, we'll try for the second attack. Can it do more than 3 damage? Yes, it can.
Let's see you try.
Did it hit? What'd you get?
No, it didn't. That's a 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So throws a couple of rocks down at you, but he looks like he's basically cornered. He's balancing on like a windowsill made of stone, which was once an arrow port on the second floor, which no longer exists.
Look, we can talk this out if you just stop throwing the rocks, and then maybe you can talk to your boss.
Squeaky voices.
Are you? Well, I guess it'd probably be hard to translate in mid-combat. Wait, one's leaving. And I'm going to
He
run.
said something about the boss.
There's a boss. Okay, let me go see. And I hear like a splasher on the side. I'm just going to move over. I don't know, 15 feet over to look around the building a little bit.
Okay.
And see if I can see where the other one is running off to.
So you can see that this one has run out. You've got dark vision, so you can pretty clearly see what's going on. This Mitflit has run along vines that kind of have stretched out over from the guardhouse across to the main keep. And rather than going inside the building, he's followed and clambered on these vines along the wall to another opening, which appears to be on another outbuilding that's been built out on a another artificial embankment that's been built up. So it's kind of like how this guardhouse is on an embankment. This guardhouse is also on an embankment, but there's no bridge going up to it. So it's almost sort of like an outer fortification type of thing. But that seems to be the building he's making his way to. There's a bridge that connects this outbuilding to the main keep. He's jumped onto that bridge, and he's scurrying into that room.
Okay, and then I am going to try and look very hard, see where the ripples were coming from, if I can find a center point, and then see if I can see anything under the water.
So you're going to glare down at the water. So let's see here. Give me a perception check. This one you're going to need for.
Oh, that's not very good. That's a 5 on the die for a total of 12.
Total of 12. So you can see that the splash was made from what appears to be a giant slab. I say giant. It's giant for a mid-flit. It's fairly sizable. It looks like a slab of some type of flesh, like a meat slab of some sort. Doesn't look like beef.
They're baiting the water.
But you do see that this was thrown down kind of on the shore. And you see a line of ripples in the water kind of moving towards it, but you can't make out any details through the dark surface of the water. Something is moving towards that.
Okay, I'm gonna run back. I'm gonna run back to where I was and be like, "Oh my God, there's more monsters outside the towers." Are you guys finishing up in there because there's more interesting stuff outside?
I mean, I'm trying to talk the one down so we don't gotta kill the little fella, but he ain't listening.
Let's see.
What does the outside of the building look like as they tear apart the inside?
This guy is basically dead.
Oh,
Sorry, what was
he's
that now?
dead.
What does the
He's a
outside
corpse.
of the building like? What do the walls look like as they've torn the support beams out of the ceiling? So like, did they flex? Is it made of bricks? Like what? I don't know. I don't remember what the building structure.
So
is
the
made
building structure is actually a very stout stone building.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's
So probably it's not.
This is a
flexing and
guardhouse that looks like it was built with the idea in mind of repelling an attack. So this is a sturdy stone structure. However, the way you get a sturdy stone structure is you build a skeleton of wood inside to hold the stone up. So certainly, there's no sign of it collapsing immediately, but you'd imagine that the lifespan of this building has been dramatically shortened with these support beams coming down. But it's Mocker's turn.
You said that there's more things outside.
Yes, it's gonna be very exciting. They look like they're water monsters.
All right.
I don't like the way you said that. It was uncomfortable.
I'm not real worried about them not being able to take the last Mitflit. I am a little bit more worried about what could be outside in the water coming upon us unawares. So, is there a bridge
Awares.
over it?
Very aware.
So you can peer through. There's a set of doors in the back which seem to line up with the bridge you saw from
Yep.
the outside. So that would definitely be a way that you could kind of get a vantage point and see down.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that.
All right, so you're going to go and break through the doors. The doors actually...
physically, if necessary.
You'll move up and open doors. It's going to take you an action to kind of have to shoulder it,
That's fine.
but you'll move through, and as you step, you feel like you walk into a wall of dark mist, which just hits you in the face. And you almost seem frozen for a half second. To Nil watching, you don't really see any type of... Nothing weird happens. Mocker charges through the doorway, but Altamok is suddenly awash in a mist and kind of looking around briefly, almost dreamlike. You're trying to kind of see where your surroundings are, and it's... You feel almost a blow actually hit you in your eye, and kind of moving around, the wind seems to almost swirl, and a sort of blazing orange star just seems to be out of the mist, and you feel this thing gazing right through you, almost like you've been stabbed with something. And then you stop, and your vision clears, and you blink, and you're not sure what that was, but you've got a spot in your vision, like if you're chasing a floater on your eye, and that spot will not go away. And you don't know what that was, but you feel almost a weight has settled down on you, as though something has seen you, and you do not feel good about it.
Take off the ring, take off the ring, take off the ring.
And just as you feel this, your foot lands on the bridge, and the bridge gives way beneath you, and you fall face first into the swampy water below.
Oh no, it's the row of Rarson.
So
Sauron has seen you.
This map out a little bit.
Oh, good. I wanted to be in the water with the monster, so this works out.
This
It's
is
an
just my
efficient-
plan, GM.
Very efficient route there. Very
There's
efficient
no
route.
faster way to get to
And
the water
so
than
you're
falling.
gonna fall prone,
It's free action.
and
Exactly.
you are in the water.
Catfall.
Catfall definitely will help you between landing in the water and catfall. You will not take any damage. However, you are still going to be prone just
Okay.
from landing in the water. And
You ever jump off a high dive and your jump doesn't go right? You're just kind of flailing for a second.
Every time.
Every time. I don't know what you're talking about. Is there any other way to fall?
There's graceful ways to get off a high dive. I don't know how to do that.
Fair.
there's ways to get off a high dive that doesn't involve mockery or screaming. You
climb
climb
down.
climbing back
mockery.
down.
And
Only if people are
Can I
cool.
get an acrobatics check to land a little bit more gracefully since it gives away and I have a moment to kind of plan for it?
See, you would have if you were able to have your wits about you and weren't busy
Got it.
being like stabbed by the what apparently was the eye of Sauron blasting through your soul.
I mean, in all honesty, if
you
he-
basically come to and you are like, oh, the water.
Yeah, I'm falling.
Got it.
Oops.
And the bridge, you've put a foot right the bridge. The whole bridge collapses, and you are in the water. And but you apparently do have an action left.
Olek, what have you gotten me into now?
Hey, if you had stabbed things more instead of walking, it wouldn't be in this condition.
You all right out there, cuz?
I'm wet. I am going to get up and look around.
You will get up and look around. You can see where there is a slab of meat of some sort, which has been thrown into the shallow water of the shore, as well as a line of ripples that is moving towards it.
Moderately concerned about that.
A louder and more moving pile of meat, you say?
Okay. Well, getting up is an action.
Yep,
so
and
that's me.
your third one. Yep. So we're on to Drevin, who has seen. I'm gonna say it's probably have made it over to here by now. So you are a. You kind of have seen a your friend here kick through the door and then step on the bridge, and immediately the bridge collapses and he falls into the water.
And I heard there's monsters in the water.
Apparently, yeah. Nil seemed very excited about that.
I can handle the last little one.
Deal with it.
And I'm just gonna go run and jump like right into the middle of the bridge, fully expecting it to collapse.
Okay. Well, your expectations do not go amiss.
So basically, I'm purposely falling.
Yep, sounds good. You jump and land in the water. You're not going to take fall damage for landing in the water, but you are now in very difficult terrain, in plate up to like your chest in this moat, and you can see this.
Right beside.
Yep.
It's like jumping over.
Yeah.
Drevin, did you touch the light of darkness when you came through?
No, nothing. Where's the monster?
You can see ripples moving in the water, but that's about all you see.
Then I will step towards the ripples.
You will slosh.
Yeah, sloshing,
let's
moving.
see. I think you can get that far.
The new Pathfinder move action, slosh.
Slosh, yeah.
It's a good one.
Can I see roughly like how far away it is?
Yeah, it's about, let's see, about 20 feet out.
I'm gonna blast it.
Blast
Or
it?
no, sorry. Instead of blasting it, because I do have a holy light of Sarenrae that I can fling out at people as a focus spell.
It's got the god
Oh,
beam.
But
yeah, you took
instead-
that. You took the domain shit, yeah.
I will lay on hands and get ready to deal with whatever this thing is.
Sounds wise. You can feel the holy light suffuse your injuries and closing them.
Got your back.
Your ears are unpierced.
You had oh, right, because the building
You
fell
got
on
hit
you.
for 2?
Yeah,
Well, you
I got
Darth Vader.
hit for 2, and then the
okay.
building did about 3 times as much.
Right.
It is a building.
All right, so these ripples
built different.
move to shore and
now.
come out, and a creature appears out of it, which looks like a giant frog that has tusks.
It's Grandpa Toad.
Grandpa Toad is right. Come on, crease.
I'll help you find the battle cards after today.
Thank you, I appreciate that. This was kind of like a quick.
We have a second one. You could like put both.
Fold it in half. Fold it in half.
I mean,
No, like,
you
take
you
both
could
of them.
Use them,
both.
use them both.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Big
There
brain,
we
Nick.
go.
Big brain.
Hey, look at that. Does it work?
Yeah.
Kind of works.
for the
I'll
most
take
part,
it.
Yeah.
Nice. So there appears to be looks like a cross between a walrus and a giant frog that is slapping its way out of the water.
It's a Walrog.
And
Or is it a frogress?
it looks at the both of you. And in one gulp, it gobbles up the chunk of meat that's on the shoreline. And then it turns to face the both of you. And it's got no reason to pick one of you over the other. Who's on that side? That is going to be Mocker. And it is going to lean back and shoot this stream of goop out of its mouth to go and launch at you.
Rude.
For
I speak in your general
a
direction.
27
It's going to be a regular hit.
regular hit. So this thing swirls over your body, and it is incredibly sticky and stuck. You are going to be clumsy 1. You're going to have a minus 5-foot penalty to your speed while this thing is stuck to you.
Okay.
Hate to see what that does on a crit if it gives you clumsy 1 on a fail.
It's sticky.
Ugh.
That's only a single action. So it's gonna turn and it's gonna spit it at Drevin as well.
You're getting goopy.
But that's like a 6. So that one's gonna go a little wide. It's kind of spraying slime out to catch the both of you. Calvin, you're up.
I cannot see this. Is that right?
No, you
saw-
can't. But you certainly can. What you did see is you saw Mocker step through, apparently, and step through the bridge and fall. Then you heard Nil talk about how there's some kind of water monster, and then you heard Drevin went and go, "Oh, cool, a water monster. Let me go kill it," and then broke the bridge purposely to fall down to the water level.
Drevin's whole like thing is property damage. Clearly,
We have
Right.
established this in the pre-show was destroying the entire patio.
Can I just add rending to my hammer? Like, is that a thing I
Raising.
can do? Raising?
Yeah.
Raising, or we can talk about it.
Okay.
Let's get you an Earthbreaker. Don't worry about it.
No, that's right, because you,
Oh, it does
you destroyed
D10.
the patio.
Yep.
He's
oh
just.
my gosh.
We're the property brothers.
Hey, we're here to fix up the Gauntlight today. We got some clients looking to move in.
First, we demo.
I am.
Reloads hammer.
The part of the episode everyone watches.
He has no interest in being part of this fight in any physical way. I'm gonna hold my action until Nil goes.
Delaying.
Yeah.
All right, Corwin, what are you up to? You've been left in custody of the last Mitflit, as I recall.
Look, Phil, if you want to go to your boss, that's fine. I'll let you go. No, I won't.
Yeah.
Step forward.
I'm not up there
You
to
keep
to
throwing
babysit
stuff
this.
at us. I offered twice already. You gotta understand now. I'm trying to be nice about this, but you ain't giving me much choice. So step up. Gonna devise a stratagem on this fella. See if I hit him. I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm not a fan of sevens on this. I don't think I'm gonna
A
hit.
hero point on the Mitflit.
So
I
this-
love it.
That's gonna be a hero point from Nick.
Is devise a stratagem a fortune effect?
Yes, but we've done it before for
Hero points are special.
yeah,
That's fair.
we've done it for Malevolence. So, but that's gonna be pushed through the pain from Nick is getting used here.
Well, you'll feel very sorry about that when pain comes for you.
I don't think so.
Well, man, we'll see.
To be fair, I mitigate a lot of pain.
Let's
true.
try
He
this
does.
again. To a natural 1, and I don't have a crit fumble card, so it just means I can't.
Well, technically, it's just the next attack you make
Yeah,
is a
then-
critical fumble. So, just don't make that attack, and you're okay.
That's
someone-
what's nice about the devise.
If
a
someone wants to
stratagem.
see a Bane and I step forward and strike with this, I know it's gonna trigger.
Oh, yeah. If you put a bane on him right now, we can just do one for the sake of seeing it. We have it right
Just like,
here.
nah, he's in too much of a little space. I'm not gonna be able to get the sword in there proper way at all.
He is out of your convenient reach.
Yeah. We're gonna back up around the corner, towards the section of the bridge.
Okay.
Just kind of like stepping our way through all this rubble and stuff, trying to avoid it.
Yep. Is your goal to get cover, or is your goal to leave line of sight?
Mostly to get cover from this thing.
Okay, that's fine. That you have it.
And that'll be 2 actions to move there, 3 actions if I take cover.
Okay, sounds good to me. The Mitflit, has nowhere to go. Certainly isn't going to drop down into the room with all of the really angry adventurers.
There's only one right now.
That's true, actually. He only sees one.
He heard the other 2 break through the bridge.
You just see Calvin.
But he does hear people from out. Oh, I know what he's going to do. So he's going to drop down, and then he's going to run past you. And he's going to try to jump the gap to make it back across the way. And he is going to completely fumble that jump. And he's going to land face down in the water right next to Drevin and Mocker.
He's gonna...
You came down.
There's a moment of Corwin just like, I can't hit this thing where it's at. I'm gonna get out of its way so it can't throw anything at me. It runs past, jumps in the water, and his mind just goes, I got him down there for you, Drevin!
It's raining midflits.
It is raining Mitflits.
You were supposed to deal with it.
So
Look, he's small. He got out of the way.
would Calvin like to jump in?
Can I still see where? So the Mitflit fell into the water.
Well,
all
the
about
Mitflit
10 feet
very
down.
clearly
Yeah, so I
tried
can't
to
see.
jump across the gap, but it did the thing where, if you ever seen the video of that internet cat that tries to jump and its paws slip and then it just falls into a hamper.
Yep.
That's basically what this Mitflit did. Is
Good
it
times.
went bloop.
I'm just gonna move up and stand next to Corbin here.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
No, not next to. Yeah, there you go. Behind him.
Yep.
Careful to fall in debris. It's still coming down a little bit.
Can I? I'm tiny. I just the beams are
What's it gonna
crisscrossed in the
do?
room.
Crush me?
A tiny rock for me is a normal rock for you.
Fair enough. Can I now see do I have any kind of line of sight on this thing?
These guys are 15 feet below
Okay.
the edge, so you're really gonna have to get up to the edge. You have to get into the doorway if you want to be able to see down on them.
Got it. I'm just gonna cast shield on myself, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Sounds good. Nil is gonna delay. What would Mocker like to do?
Mocker will take a look at this thing and will attempt to dig into his brain of all of his esoteric knowledge that he has to see if he can figure out what this thing is.
So you're trying to just kind of figure out what it's all about, or are you trying to think about a specific weakness it might have?
I want to think about a specific weakness it might have.
Okay, go ahead and give me that esoteric lore check, which you get to roll. And this is going to be against a DC of the creature itself, or is it against the scaling level?
It's usually level DC of the creature.
Of the creature? Okay, cool. Gotcha.
It's a 19 on the die, though, for a 26.
A 26 is
Oh,
a
just a critical failure.
success.
So I get the whole shebang. I get any weaknesses it might have. I get any special resistances it might have. I get a flash of insight that grants all of the knowledge about the creature. Any
Hopes and dreams
vulnerabilities.
So this thing is a slurk.
What's its favorite food?
Well, adventurers apparently.
Oh.
But it's a this thing is a slurk. It's a carnivorous
what's its name?
frog type thing. Slurk.
No. I need a name for it.
A name for it. Its name is Slurkity Slurk. It's Slurky McSlurkface.
Fair.
The internet voted on it.
The internet,
That is
Yeah,
confirmed.
exactly.
Yes.
They did a poll. And so this thing doesn't have any particular weaknesses that as a species. However, you do notice that this particular slurk has what appears to be a brand on its warty hide along its back that looks sort of like a if someone were to try to draw a face that was angry with straight lines only, it looks kind of like an angry triangle face. has been kind of branded into the back
Great
of this.
description. I like
So
it.
you've got Bodie McBoatface and angry McTriangle Face.
Well, the McTriangle face appears to have been branded into it,
Okay.
which would make you think that this slurk would probably be particularly afraid of fire or some sort of fire source. Perhaps you could exploit that.
Ooh. So
So you have successfully exploited weakness.
Mocker will smile, and he'll reach into his bag of esoterica, and he'll actually pull out what looks to be like a sparking stone, and he'll run it across his blade as he charges at this thing, almost creating fire-like sparks as he goes in, and he'll swing down Olek.
The slurk's eyes kind of constrict as it sees the sparks fly at it. You are going to be only in normal difficult terrain because you are on the shore and not in the middle of the water, but you're able to slosh through it, get within striking range enough to make one good swing at it.
Excellent.
Excellent.
And I'm in greater difficult.
You're in greater difficult because you're up to your chest in water.
Still in range of your retribution.
And you weigh
Yes.
like 500 pounds.
It's going to be a 14 on the die, plus 8 is going to be a 22.
22 will successfully hit this thing solidly.
Excellent. So because I was successful, I'm gonna get a d8 of damage. So I'll get 3 plus my strength of 3, which is 6. Plus 2 for my weapons initiate bonus, which is 8. Plus 3 because I was successful at exploiting weakness. So for 11 damage.
11 damage.
Pretty
That's
chunky
pretty
hit
good.
of
Beefy.
level
That's
2.
pretty good.
Well, yeah.
I'm-
Thaumaturges can crank it
I
out,
went
man.
through
Weapon
that.
thaumaturge, yeah.
I went through the whole thing the first time, so you guys could see what Thoms do.
Yeah, that's nice.
I played
Pretty
one.
neat.
You cut through this thing and it kind of roars in pain, but it's not down. It looks quite angered. What would Nil like to jump in now?
For sure. So, how did our man Calba move? What's going on here? What?
Well, the room is nice and empty, so
Yeah, there's nothing there.
That's the criteria for Calbum entering a room.
The other little creature went. He's like you can see standing next to big guy here.
He tried to
Okay,
jump
okay.
the bridge.
So
it didn't work
so
out.
it looked like nothing, and you went a little catatonic for a second. So I just rushed to the nearest person for protection. Okay.
like, oh, monster.
He's taller than you are.
Yeah,
so
the last Mitflit in the room tried to
Taller
jump
than
the
him.
gap of the bridge because Drevin deliberately broke the bridge, so the Mitflit had to run and try to jump, and it did not make that jump. It like just belly flopped right into the water.
Turns out when
you
your
saw
your
Mocker
stride
fall
is
and
like
just
3
froze.
feet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, perfect. So I'm going to run in after. I kind of wake myself back up again. Run in after and kind of look, hang by the wall of the building and look down. Like, did you find? Oh, you found it.
It's a slurk!
A slurk. I don't remember reading about slurks.
It's got some very impressive looking tusks, by the way. Catches your eye
I'm
immediately.
very excited about
Yeah.
this. Try not to break the teeth. Try not to break the teeth, everybody.
I
Drevin.
thought you said it was like a frog. It's got teeth.
Drevin, no breaking teeth. I call down.
That's what I was gonna go for.
It's so hard to hit the thing that's only a head and not break teeth.
And I'm going to look at is Mocker on the shore or is he in the water?
Mocker has on the shore, coated in this slimy stuff that he's fighting his way through, but is actually actively engaged, swinging his sword at this thing.
Okay. Dak. And I'm going to.
No, it's a frog.
The best way to kill something without breaking any teeth is to shoot lightning. So I'm going to shoot down some electric arc to try and hit this frog.
All right. Well, this frog is gonna have a reflex save.
Yes.
He doesn't seem too good at those.
Can it also hit the midfoot?
Yeah,
don't
do
know
they
how-
have to be? I don't.
They
think
have
it's
15
10.
feet.
15
or
feet,
15.
or is it 30 for electric arc?
I would have to look
Mr.
it up,
Arcane
but we can just
spells.
do the frog for now.
I don't have
Okay.
electric arc.
So electric arc, electricity will blaze down, and this thing is gonna get a reflex save of a 24.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. So I think it takes what
Half.
I'll take half. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a normal success, I assume.
Yeah.
Ooh, so that's 7. So divided by 2, I guess we're going to do 3. or
That sounds about
4?
right. Yep.
Yeah, round down.
Okay. 3.
Some lightning will kind of skirt around it, but apparently, like, the swamp water pulls most of this electricity away from it. But you still cut some burns across its back.
Okay, and then I I guess that was 2
Yeah,
electric
probably
guards.
out of
2
Okay,
action.
perfect. Yep. That's
All right, Drevin.
So I'm going to completely ignore the Meaflet.
Okay.
It has face planted into the water. It came down as I asked. It's not my problem anymore. And I'm going to thunk and slosh my way through the water, spending 2 actions before bringing the hammer and an overhead swing down on this frog.
Slurk.
Slurk, apparently.
It
That's
doesn't
hard.
like it when you call it a frog. It's not a frog.
It's a frog.
Racist.
I just want everyone to know the stomps he was doing. I felt them. He wasn't making contact with the desk. He was shaking the floor.
I'm a heavy boy. I'm like 310 pounds.
It's a poured concrete frame too.
And
Oh, you got floating laminate fuller.
I want to keep this.
I was kind of.
No, I judge them based on their worth as a card. Those 2 I couldn't use.
Okay, well, fair enough then.
So those
This
are hero
one-
points.
this
This
one's good.
is game changing. This will stay.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
So-
I can't wait to see what it is.
17.
17, you will just hit it. It tries
Oh,
to kind
Ooh.
of shy away
okay.
from you,
Nice.
but you
We
managed
found
to
the DC,
claw back
kids.
pretty nicely.
I rolled an 8 and I was like, there's no way.
The animal isn't wearing armor.
It's got warty hide.
And that'll be for 13 damage because
Nice.
big boy with big stick.
Yeah.
Smack.
13
How are the
bludgeoning
teeth?
if it matters.
Thir-
How are the
13.
teeth looking? The teeth looking okay?
He swings up from above.
They're kind of at a weird angle now because he kind of
Okay,
bent
it's okay, it's
the,
okay.
the
They
jaw.
look okay. They look
Now the
intact,
head
though.
resembles a triangle.
Yeah.
This
like
thing is not looking very good, but it is kind of thing. So the slurk is going to kind of shake its head a bit, and then it's going to hop up and goodness gracious, it's going to plop down, and this wave of what looks like some kind of slimy grease will spread out in a sort of a 5-foot emanation around it, nicely encompassing the both of you, both Mocker and Drevin.
This thing is just powered by gross.
Apparently, yes, indeed.
Yeah, this is like Calbum's least favorite thing.
Is this
Jumble's
it's
older brother.
Yeah.
It is not an attack.
Okay.
However, you do feel your footing start to go as you become very, very unsteady.
I'm chest deep in water. I don't have footing.
Fair.
There's just slime
He
on
float-
the water.
you-
now.
Yeah,
slowly
that's
floats
true.
away.
Yeah.
I just float away.
Yeah.
I guess primarily this is just going to be Mocker's problem, I guess.
Hold on, we
I guess-
need to throw a door in there to save
I'm
him.
already in greater difficult terrain. It can't get worse.
All right, well, that's what it's doing. What's Corwin doing?
Oh, well, that okay.
Yeah, that's actually like 3 actions, unfortunately, and it's
Three
going to be
ac-
kind of like its panic action. And
3 actions to grease.
Yeah,
It's just going to exude.
it's not the
Yeah,
best
pan-
ability in the
panic
world.
sweats.
It's gross. It did 3 action gross. Corin's just going to look over at this now pretty much broken in half bridge at the Mithla just went down and just, I can help you out if you know, you're not going to listen. And just sword up, go to jump down under it.
Okay.
Just full dive
Swamp
from above.
party.
You dive outside, falling down into the water.
We are going to devise for this. To
Probably
see if I can hit
wise.
this guy. I need the damage. 7 on the die.
We can't
You know what,
keep
I'm gonna-
getting 7s on
I
it.
keep getting 7s on this. I'm going to go for it because these guys don't seem that tough, and he's also prone. So he is flat-footed. It's not going to be too
Floating
bad.
on the top of the water, bobbing up and down.
That's going to be a 16 total.
A 16 total with on the prone Mifflet as you bring it down. It's certainly strong enough to hit him.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
This is going to be 2d6, one of which is precise damage. That's going to be 6 plus 4, 10 damage total.
10 damage total. You bringing your sword down, ploshing into the water. You pin this thing to the ground. It is not going to be moving after that. After which, you don't take any damage, but you do the fall does knock you prone as well as you're kind of sputtering.
Full diving on into the swamp water face first with the sword. Just, ah!
Exactly. So, devise, jump off, and attack. You're going to be
Yep.
sputtering and prone in the water.
Coming back up a bit blind because you don't want to open your eyes in the swamp water. That's how you get pink eye.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably
Accurate.
wise. Calbum, apparently your compatriots seem to have no regard for diving into the swamp water. But here we are, I guess.
Calvin is not too keen on diving into swamp water. So the basically the building ends at that doorway. Is that
Correct. There used to be a bridge there, but it's
Yeah.
been resoundingly destroyed.
If I walk up to said ledge, I guess is what it is now.
Yes.
Can I get a vision on the
you can.
frog thing?
Yeah, you can kind of go and poke your head around, and you can see that thing there on the.
Excellent. So Calvum reaches into it. Oh shit, that's one action. Okay. He reaches into his robes and pulls out two little, what would be described as fantasy cat toys. And they jingle, and one of them kind of crunches. It's like a crinkly toy.
Very nice.
And they just sort of fly up and then fly directly at the frog splork.
It's a slurk.
Splork.
This isn't hard.
It's a splork. And
It is, in fact, very
somehow
hard.
they are incorporeal, though, almost as though they were some kind of enchanted missile of sorts, maybe a magic missile, because that has the same letters for 4 damage plus 1 each, right?
Yep.
One
So,
each.
yeah.
Yeah.
So 6 total.
6 total damage. These cat toys, glowing with magic power, slam into the slurk, kind of sliding it to the one side. It looks very badly beat up.
Want to discuss? Do you make these, or we'll figure this out later? But
Magic.
no, the toys themselves.
Mocker, you're up.
Mocker is feeling kind of sticky, so he's not gonna move.
You're feeling very gross. Not moving is going to be difficult. You are kind of trying to shift your footing to get a good swing at these things.
Then in that case, what I'll try to do, since I have to move anyway, is I'll try to come around it a little bit to see if I can get flanking position with Drevin.
Sure. There's some room where you can kind of try to scoot around. But as you move, this slime that's been extruded onto the floor, you step on it and your foot slides out, almost like the entire ground has become very difficult to walk on. I need an acrobatics check to balance.
Okay.
About to start doing breakdancing moves.
In the water.
That's going to be an 8 on the die plus 6 is 14.
14. You are going to step, and between the grating of the ground and the slime, your foot goes out from under you, and you fall down prone.
Fun. Okay. I will get back up.
You will pull yourself back up to your feet. It's very unsteady.
And I will try to take an unsteady hit at this thing.
All right, go ahead and roll me an attack.
It's going to be an 8 again, a 16 to hit.
16 to hit. Off balance as you are, this sword kind of hits a little flat on this thing's back and kind of bounces off of it.
Ugh. God, I hate this stuff.
Sticky and gross.
I don't
Ew.
like it.
What's Nil doing?
I'm a little alarmed by the dent in the head from the hammer. So, please.
Definitely something fractured in there, but
yeah.
tusks look
Oh,
okay so
Tusks
far.
looks okay. Sometimes you need their brains too. I don't know. And I'm going to again. Oh, I don't need to roll for this. I'm going to again, just off of the staff that I carry. I'm just going to kind of peel away some of the energy from the staff, and then send out another electric arc. Whoa.
This thing's spry for a big fat frog. This is crazy.
What's a frog?
It got hops.
Have you ever tried to catch a bullfrog?
I can't say I have, actually.
It's real hard, despite them being pretty chunky.
21.
Oh wow. I still think that just regular succeeds.
Yep.
Half.
So that would be 3 damage. That was 3 on the die plus 3 divided by 3 damage. That's 3
The
damage.
straw, or lightning bolt as it were, that broke the slurk's back. What happens to it?
So as the energy that I peel away from the staff that I have and I shoot it out, it actually sucks back with a lot more vigor into the staff. So just kind of sucking out, and the light kind of dies from this Slurgensfurg. And the staff almost lights up just a little bit. It's just like a one pulse. And then the Slurgensfurg ends up just kind of rolling kind of into the mud.
And rolling down, flailing a little bit before going still. And blissfully, there appears to be no other activity for the immediate moment.
Please get me to water. This is so gross.
Just surface up. Anyone see where the third one went off to?
Oh, yes, I did. Over that direction. There's another tower. It went right into the hole on the side there. Oh, you might not be able to see it. Right over there. Oh my goodness, that's gross down there.
I can't see much besides where your light's at. Kind of had to drop the torch up there.
Mocker's gonna take out a little glass vial and start taking some of the slime that was on this thing and collecting it in the vial, and he'll put a little cork on it, and he'll just write a little note on the back, slurk goop.
You can scrape this stuff off of you. It'll take you basically a full turn of just kind of scraping and wiping.
It's
and
fine.
It's enough to basically get it so that you're not clumsy anymore. But it's like, oh god, it's gross, and you still kind of have it stuck to you a bit.
Just doesn't matter. We're gonna collect it for science.
I'm gonna grab the slurk by one of its tusks.
Oh, yeah.
And drag it over to where the bridge is broken.
Am I snapping these off or pulling them out?
You can just leave them there. I can proceed with the operation later. I am a little worried. Delicate moves are required in these kind of situations.
I mean, if you want them out, I can help you with that. I got the surgery kit here.
I'm taking it out of the water and me with it.
We might got more on the way, so we might want to all get out of the water here and recollect ourselves.
You think there's more of these things in there?
Well, he said they got a boss.
I
think that was the boss.
No, I think the boss is probably in the rest of the building.
in the towers, if there is a boss. Well,
It would make sense to take up residence in the only good part of the building.
Okay.
So
Give me a
let's
minute.
get on out of here and dry off a minute.
Yeah, I'm just gonna climb back up where I jumped through the bridge.
Okay. Well,
Drag the
bringing
body
the
with me.
frog with you.
Yeah.
You are the
Climb
best.
up.
I will
Yeah.
look. I will be so thankful.
So we're back in the original
I think
in
what
the,
you
in
are
the
now
crumbling husk of the building
it
that we
sounds like you're
originally
kind
got
of
there.
back at the base of the embankment where the building, probably not inside the dusty, possibly unsafe
outside the front.
guardhouse
Yeah.
anymore. Probably outside
Yeah.
the front.
Yeah, we can
can
go back
probably get
around
off
to
the
the front. Yeah.
And you are kind of managed to regroup yourself in the lights of the will-o-wisps, which still seem to be surrounding the area.
Well, that was fun.
That was super fun. Excellent job. Oh, how are you looking exactly?
Fine.
Just all the things that happened, 2 cuts on my ear, and that's pretty much it.
I can handle patching up
and
little stuff like
a
that if you
knot
want to save your magic. and
Pretty
whatnot.
much.
Yeah.
Well, I was honestly just interested, but
Oh,
I was just curious.
how hurt are you?
Good. Okay. All right.
okay, good to know. But thank you for bringing this out. I'm going to very methodically start. Well, actually, just looking at this creature, maybe doing a little examination. So, Calbum, have you seen you would like, and we can kind of discuss maybe a little bit on all of the interesting parts. He'd probably do it from a distance because it's gross.
No, it's dead. It's fine.
Like if
It's
y'all
probably
yeah,
not
once-
slime covered.
if y'all want to take a look real quick, if we have 10 minutes and nothing's gonna rush us, I mean, I can try and take care of those little holes pretty easy.
If you want
Patch them
to.
up.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be. It seems to be quiet right now, and even though apparently one of them did get away and tell the boss, it seems that if you wanted to take 10 minutes, no one appears to be coming out to molest you. So
They
Try
still
and
have
give
to
them
get
medicine.
across the water as well.
there is also
yeah,
that.
they're gonna be pretty loud coming over, I think.
And I will refocus.
Sounds good.
Look into the dark and tell me what you see. My sword actually has low light vision,
That's gonna be
and it
success.
can talk to me.
Oh, that's true. It can because it's your familiar too. Okay. So your sword is going to kind of vibrate a bit.
Perfect.
I can see movement in the guard tower to the right, but everything else is quiet. The swamp seems motionless. We should proceed to the keep. There's more things to stab there, I'm sure of it.
Oleg says there's movement in the keep. We should beware. He says that they want to be stabbed. I'm sorry. He says that there's movement in the keep, and we should probably be on our guard.
And
We
you
need
should
to
go
take-
in there.
We need to take
Going
your
in
sword
there
to
is
therapy.
important. You can't stab them unless you're in there.
Yes, we need to go in there.
Tell your sword. We'll get to the stabbing part later. I'd rather not try just going in through the water again, because they're gonna know we're coming that way then. I might be able to use some of this debris and stuff to fix up the bridge, at least enough we can get over it.
Did you say there were vines that went from one building to the other? That
Yeah.
the little dude scurried across.
Looking up at there are vines that kind of move. You could probably scamper across them without too much difficulty. You're not so sure about your larger companions, though.
There's
In fact,
no way that Calvin is going across those solo. That is not happening.
Are you
so-
sure? You sure about it?
It's your favorite thing, solo.
You want to go meet
Yes,
the boss?
Solo adventures for the
Come on, man,
2
in
foot
and out,
6
20-minute
guy.
adventure.
Yeah, that's it.
The
No thank
wizard
you.
should always go and scout. I don't know what you're talking about.
If the wizard goes in alone, it is, in fact, a 20-minute adventure.
I can probably jump across the gap.
Yeah.
Well,
Take
there's
a rope.
doors on the other side is the issue. Like,
I
they
don't
ain't
think
open.
the doors are going to hold against me.
Yeah, the issue's, like, jumping through them without footing.
Yeah,
That's going to be kind of tough.
yeah.
I can probably fix up the bridge a little bit, get you some footing on there. That way, if something's on the other side, you know.
This building is the
bridge
same
is-
size as so the building that we're looking at across the way is
Yep.
the same, basically the same structure that we are currently standing in front. Like that we
From this
discussed.
angle, it looks at least similarly sized.
So then it's got like a path around it, right?
You could walk around it, but it's high above you. So you couldn't just kind of go around and then walk into it.
So so the bridge like went up to it.
Well, no. The guardhouse was on a rise
Yeah.
that took you up to the level, and that's the same level the whole keep is at. But
Okay.
with the bridge down, you're on the ground again, so the whole keep is above you.
Right. Okay.
Well, we do all have rope. I suppose we could try some finagling of some sort.
That's what I mean. We got all the debris here. We can tie some stuff up, get a little bit of more stability on it.
Make a bridge.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump across.
Okay, good. Take this rope with you.
I'm gonna watch him
And
and see what
I
happens.
will quite literally take a running start and try and jump across and smash through the doors.
Okay. So are you going to try to? Are you tying that rope on you first, or are you just?
I mean,
gonna
I just
go
have a
for it?
either but I can tie one onto me as well.
I mean, I know
Either
you
way,
have options. What are you doing?
Either way, a rope is going across with me.
Okay, fair enough. You could keep it in your pack. That works too.
Less drag.
So let's see here.
Aerodynamic
You
as
are
well.
going to take a running shot to try to go ahead and cross this gap. So we are looking at
Long
a
jump is
long jump
distance
of-
equal to what I roll.
Yeah,
up
so
to my
you
max
basically
speed.
need 20 feet
Yep.
to clear. So you get a DC 20 to clear the distance, and then you need to land with enough force to get through that door.
26,
Nicely done. So Drevin takes a running start,
which
leaps.
would put me jumping at the doors.
Yep, and you will be able to easily clear the distance and get through the doors, assuming you're strong enough to do it. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Well, I rolled an 18 into a 19,
Oh,
so
you did it.
27.
Okay.
Where there's a
Cannonball
will, there's a
myself
way.
across through the doors.
We've been over this. Property damage is his default state.
That is true. That
So
is true.
you will smash through these doors, and these doors, they are pretty large. They're double doors. They're solid too. Like you smash into them, these things are solid. These do not seem to be as waterlogged or as damaged as the support beams in the outer guardhouse. For some reason, these seem like they've been better preserved. And in fact, thankfully for you, the door does not appear to have been barred because you shoulder your way through it, and you kind of keep to your feet, and you look around, and you're in a fairly large hall. The roof has long since collapsed, so there is rubble everywhere in this room.
I don't get to knock it in?
You don't get to knock the roof in. I'm sorry, no.
Punches a wall.
You,
4 walls, we're
You
good.
do hear what sounds like some more of that chittering conversation happening further into the room, and
I'm just going to ignore it, turn around, and toss the other side of the rope back.
sure, you will toss that rope back, but that's about as far as you're going to get because you seem to have drawn some attention with your rather loud entry.
No.
And we will have to go and see what attention they've drawn. It might be more Mitflits. It could be. It's probably more Mitflits. I think we all know that's
There's
exactly
never
what
just
it is.
3.
There's never just 3 Mitflits. But that's going to be an encounter for next time. So
Hey.
please join us next. And if you like
Hold
what
on.
you see, or if you missed any of it, or you want to check it out again later, please feel free to check out our podcast, or our VOD channel on. Oh boy. Oh,
We'll
you're
be
gonna
here till next week.
They're going to be rolling it for a whole week. There it is.
Oh wow, your wrists are gonna be so sore.
Charging the.
If you're interested
charging
also
hands.
in
This is my
some
workout.
behind the scenes upcoming information or any other great content that we've got about
18,
behind the scenes
19,
at UGT, feel free to check out our Patreon. $5 a month gets you access to all of it. So feel free to check that out if you feel like it as well. Those of you who are, of course, thank you so much for your support. And that was our premiere episode of Abomination Vaults. Look forward to seeing you again next week.
We got
Putting
our
the
premiere.
bomb in
We got our
Abomination.
premiere today, and then tomorrow we got Malevolence finale.
The finale of Malevolence.
Back-to-back big episodes.
Woo!
Yes.
We get to see Leetsy's return
No.
and anger at people harming Jumbles.
Yes.
Try to keep Frog Boy alive.
That's
everyone.
the goal. The
That's
only goal.
It's tough.
It doesn't matter if the boss dies. It matters if Jumbles lives.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
For joining us. We'll see you next time.